good morning. Somebody requested this topic, so I want to talk about it today. So, everybody's ready. This one may hit me. Alexa, play Damaged by Her. Good morning. You might want to focus on this one this morning. This is different. Something I don't normally do. So good morning, welcome in. Cassandra, what's up, sis? Good morning. Happy Sunday, Gigi. 4-4, what up, my brother? Ooh. So today I'm doing something totally the opposite of what I normally do. This is the topic brought to me by my wife and by my sister. Shout outs to them for this topic this morning. I think this is one of the most important things too, that us men, that we should also need to understand when it comes to certain things. We talk about men stuff so much. This is because we're men. That's what we're supposed to do. But there's also certain things that we don't understand. We say that we do, but I don't think a lot of men truly do take the time out and understand what I'm about to talk about this morning. My brother want to come up. He's more than welcome. Welcome in, Lord. Thank you for joining. So my question this morning I don't bash women. It's not a male bashing. I don't male bash. I don't female bash. Grand Rising, my sister, Grand Rising. Thank you for joining. Of course, like I said before, I want to thank Rain Love, Lotus Empress for this topic. I think it's important. I think it's a must hear, so we can get a better understanding between men and women. So I'm gonna open up just in case, just in case they want to join. So the question of the morning, that is heaven. Why can't men, morning, why can't men read a woman when she's hurt? As you see, I'm quiet, but I'm never quiet. That is one of the toughest questions I've ever had on my life. Why can't men read a woman when she's hurt? When she's hurting, sorry, when she's hurting. Because that's not what we're looking for. I'm going to say this, and I'm only going to speak my mind. A lot of men take complaining as a woman hurting, but that's not what it is. We think because she's complaining, and we say, oh, she's coming from a hurt place, but that's not what the truth is. Listen, if y'all want to come up, I'm matter of fact, I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this right. If people feel like they truly have something to say, then they can come up. Man over. Good morning, man. Listen, we don't have all the answers. And we can't, and a lot of times we want to say that we read in the room. A lot of men don't even read the room, let's just be honest. It's like some women, but a lot of men don't read the room. It's not about the brothers. It's about us trying to understand that why can't we tell when a woman is hurting? It's not like they have to tell us. A lot of times sometimes a woman a woman can see the pain of her man if she knows her man, because that's the main question. I think for me, knowing if she's hurting is the tone of how she's moving. So my question would be like, what's wrong? See, the difference between us men and women is when a woman asks a man, baby, what's wrong? Nothing, I'm all right, I'm good. That's the first thing we come out. I'm all right, I'm good. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm gonna be all right. I got it. No. See, that's our egos talking. That's our pride talking. That's not us communicating with the woman that we're supposed to love and tell her exactly what's going on. But then we want to get upset when we do tell her. But the fact that she asks more questions, and sometimes we gotta look at it. I can't read you, but if I'm your partner, I should understand you. I should know when you're hurt. I should know at least that. If you and your woman are together, that is the least you can know is when your woman is hurt. How can we not tell? But we expect her to understand us, but we also have to understand the woman. I know it sounds tough. What's up, my brother? You know, just talking about this, women being hurt. I mean, why we can't understand women hurting when they're hurting?
Yeah, I think that's your woman. If you guys are together, I think it's just men not paying attention. You start taking people for granted because they're there, and you're not continuing to understand what they need and even the signs that they give, and that's falls on the man's shoulder.
Mhm. Morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm just trying to get different perspective as a man.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, we're going to do one at a time. So, well, good morning, Najee. Good morning, Love to Love. Being again, welcome in the plush. Good morning. So, again, Najee, you said it.
I think a lot of the men are preoccupied with other things, and that they're not independent or get wrapped up in that, or because it's not a big deal to them, it's not a big deal. And then so a lot of women, some women, they isolate, they just kind of go internal, they walk around and they're silent, or, they just look disconnected. And then when the man says, at that point, you kind of feel sometimes like there's no point in saying anything because it's going to create an argument. You're not listening to understand, you're listening to react. I don't know.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, so I mean, this total, that's exactly what it is most men, well, it starts at the beginning of a relationship because women are natural communicators. So if a woman is not communicating her feelings with you, it's because you shut her out at some point to where she's no longer comfortable giving you that. So therefore, she doesn't want to start the problem. She don't want the disagreement. She doesn't want the, to feel like, her feelings are not validated. So a lot of times, that's exactly what it is. It comes from the beginning of the relationship where a man has shut her completely out with her feelings, and so she no longer wants to even care if you validate her feelings.
But I think, I'm going to say this. I don't think that we shut women out in the beginning because that's how I'm trying to get with you. Why would I want to shut a woman out in the beginning? And the fact is sometimes I think sometimes for us men, we just think that y'all constantly are in your feelings. And this is just a thought. Don't quote me on this, but this is just a thought. Sometimes we men constantly think that a woman is always in her feelings. So it's like if you're always in your feeling, how can I tell when you're hurting? So is it fair to say that we can't really read a woman the way that we think that we can because our mindsets are always thinking that you guys are always in your feelings?
But then that comes down to that's a you issue because you feel like she's always in her feelings. Because if she's always in her feelings, why? You know what I'm saying? Those are questions that you should, as her man, want to know. But for some reason or another, she's not comfortable telling you why she's in her feelings or whatever the case may be. That comes back to you, a woman feeling like her man is not a safe space for her. Is what I'm saying, and it starts at the beginning.
But we already create that safe space. Our safe space comes from safety. Our safe space comes from not even trying to argue with you, because men don't like to argue. Let's be real. Men do not like to argue. We don't like to banter. We don't like to back and forth. We just want straight up answers. We want to be able to say certain things to you without all the back talk, without all the extra. But see, that's when we think that you're in your feelings because we communicate, we express things differently, men and women. We will talk to you in a certain way, and we'll be stern and we'll be straight to the point. Some women will actually tap dance around the whole thing just to get to where she needs to get to. And a lot of times, a lot of brothers don't really want to hear all the extra. So when it comes to y'all being in your feelings, we protect your feelings. You know how we protect your feelings? By the simple fact that we sit there and we hear the things that you women are saying. And sometimes we hear y'all when we don't need to read, everything doesn't need a response. But that's when the problem begins, because y'all think that, you know what, why you're not responding? I asked you a question. But not every question needs to be answered.
You don't realize you're not my man, of course, but you don't realize you just did it to me. But that's what y'all do. You did. Because I'm telling you, from my perspective, because I can only speak from my perspective, what I've been through. I'm a 42-year-old woman, so I've been in relationships. I've been married. I'm a common law. I was glued together for a long time. But anyway, regardless, we moved as a married couple, so therefore, I'm just telling you my feelings, and it was, oh no, because as a man, this and that. Now, so yeah, that's what y'all do. It's like a shutdown. It's like, oh, ain't no point in talking. And that starts, I'm telling you, it starts from the beginning of the relationship. I'm telling you, as a woman. But y'all feel happy. I want y'all just telling you my perspective.
Right, and I respect your perspective. You see that? That's a difference. I respect your perspective. The same thing what a man does. We respect your emotions and we respect your feelings. But your expectations of us is different. That's the main thing. Y'all don't think the same way that we think. Understand? And just because we may say certain things does not mean that we do not validate how you truly feel. Y'all just take it the wrong way because the way things are said. Like you just said, I did it to you. I'm not your man. But the fact that your opinion matters to me, should let you know that guess what? This brother might think a certain type of way. What's up, Plush? Welcome in.
I think there's a breakdown in the beginning. I think we keep saying, and what Sister just said made me really go back and think about something. Men are saying that we need a safe space. Women are saying they need a safe space. And I don't think we understand if when we get in relationships, we need to create a safe environment, period. You know what I mean? It needs to be a us thing. It needs to be a safe environment for both people because it is a cause and effect issue. Because what I'm hearing is from the sisters, well, men do this and so we don't feel safe. But we have these men conversations all the time, and men are saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a safe space," and when women do this, I don't feel safe. What happens is people start getting into relationships and they're not safe and they're not feeling safe. And that falls on each individual. That falls on both parties. You're getting in relationships where you don't feel 100% safe for whatever reason. So I think the focus should be to start creating safe environments for both people to feel safe. And then you keep watering that plant as time goes on because if you leave it, it's going to die and you're going to fall back into those old patterns.
That is true. That's 100% true. If we can learn how to communicate, and we always say communicate, but I'm not even going to use the word communicate. That's like starting to get faded to me. I hear people say, "Oh, we need to learn how to communicate." You adults, you should already know how to communicate with the person that you're with. That's because the person that you chose to be with. So that's how it started. It all started from communicating. That's number one. When it comes to these safe spaces, men, I gotta stir it up. Most of the time, a man will give you a safe space. The thing is that love language also. Our love language is different from y'all. So at the same time, us giving you a safe space, because us, like I said before, us just be sitting there, truly just listening to what you have to say. Just sitting there and observing you and coming to you and be like, "Babe, it's gonna be okay." And try to make it easy. And try to ease it without having to keep going on and keep going on. Like, "Okay, babe, listen, what's really going on?" Because we want to get to the brass tacks. We don't want to tap dance around it. We want to get to the brass tacks. Baby, look, tell me what's really on your mind. Because when I tell you, when you sit there and ask me what's on my mind and I tell you, I'm expecting for you to give me the same courtesy, the same respect. But sometimes, just sometimes, we don't get that. What's up, Plush? Welcome in, sis. Grand Rising, brother.
Good morning. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm transitioning from work, and I don't want to make a lot of noise.
Okay,
So give me like 2 seconds.
Okay, 1, 2. Okay, you back? No, I'm just playing. That was a joke.
Wait a minute, I don't know.
No, that was my joke. That was my joke. You said 2 seconds.
I also think we need to understand, well, Derek said it, comprehension. I think one of the things that we need to understand is what do we need to do to make each other feel safe? Most men, being respected makes us feel safe. So as soon as you emasculate a man, you're gonna lose that. You're gonna lose him. I promise you. You do it one time, it'll never be the same. But we gotta, as men, I think we need to start asking questions to women. What makes you feel safe? We need to change our line of questioning. Do I need to know what flower you like? Or do I need to know what makes you feel safe?
You know what? That right there is so true. And this is what we talk about, the tough question, the hard question. when we have to actually sit there and ask these women those things, because a lot of times we don't. I mean, let's be real, fellas, men. We don't truly ask women those questions. We just want to get to know. We try to say we want to get to know them, but getting to know them is knowing them, knowing the person that you are with, having that sit down conversation where you guys can sit down and have a cup of coffee, and like my brother said, ask them, what do you consider a safe space for you? How can I, as a man, and even sometimes, even with your wife or with the person you're with, we can also sit there and be like, well, listen, baby, let me ask you a question. How can I create a safe space for you? So when we're going through something, I know exactly what needs to be done, because we're not mind reading. I can't read you, and you can't read me. So I should be able to tell you, just like you should be able to tell me how and where's a safe space for each other.
So a lot of times I've noticed that when you try to tell a man how you feel, if it's about him, it's a lot of, well, no, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for.
The pushback. The pushback.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of pushback. No, listen, but you can't tell me how you're making me feel. And that's what a lot of times, that's what men do. When you try to open up to them, because if it's about them, they get on the defense. They get on the defense, and that's what causes the back and forth. And then a woman eventually is going to shut down. And now, at that point, to stay in this relationship, he has to dummy down her feelings, and that's what a lot of women feel unsafe and not in a safe space, because they're not even able to be themselves or speak freely without a disagreement.
So what I'm hearing is a man should sit back and allow a woman to basically judge him. Disrespect. I'm just putting it in my words.
No, judging is one thing. How you make me feel is another. And so you can't. What happens is they invalidate our feelings on the matter of, well, no, you can't say this or you can't say that, because I'm not going to let you talk. But it's like you're looking at it like I'm trying to come at you in a negative way, when I'm just basically telling you how whatever happened made me feel. And so that you don't do that again, because that put me in an unsafe space. But that's not the type of reaction most women get back from most men. I'm going to say that because I don't like putting everybody in the boat. From most men. Now, there are manly men out here, and there are, F-boys out here. So I'm not speaking to the manly man who knows how to validate his woman's feelings. I'm speaking about F-boys out here who cannot take criticism.
So to that point, you have those type of men that don't know how to take criticism, because in their minds, this woman don't know how to. He's taking it as she's attacking it. So and it's all about your delivery, how you deliver it to that man. You see what I'm saying? You can't expect for him to respect how you feel if you're coming at him too strong, because number one, a lot of women don't like men when they come at them strong. Us, myself, I know this because I do it here and I get it all the time. At the end of the day, those type of men, because a real man can take, a masculine man can take criticism from the woman that he's with. He's supposed to do that. That is your woman. She's only telling you stuff to help you as a man, to make you better, because she sees things that you don't see. And as a masculine man, you should be able to do the same thing for your woman. You see things that she don't see. But sometimes people don't want to validate other people's feelings because they're already in their feelings. And to believe it or not, a lot of brothers be in their feelings when you be talking to them. Believe it or not, they act like this tough persona. But why do you think some of them be quiet? It's not that they're quiet because they have nothing to say. They're quiet because the truth hurts. And when it hurts us, we don't want to rebuttal. We're going to take it on the chin. I can't believe you said. We're going to walk away actually. We're going to tuck our tails, and we're going to bounce. Because you was right. That's us. I can't speak for the women, so this is a learning base right now for us men sometimes to get out of our own feelings when it comes to not knowing if a woman is hurting or not. Because if they sitting there telling us and we're not validating their feelings, and we're looking at them as if, like, women, what you talking about? Why you coming for? It's not all the time that they coming for. They trying to reach out and tell her, listen, baby, I'm hurting. You're hurting me, but you don't even realize that you're doing it. And sometimes brothers don't. And you know when men realize that they hurt that woman, or she's hurting, when she's done and when she's ready to leave, now all of a sudden he realizes. He opens his eye. It's an eye opener now. Oh, yeah, baby, I didn't know I was doing all that. Of course you didn't know you was doing it. Because you as a man was typically worrying about you. Am I right or wrong? What's up, Blush? Man.
100%. I can say honestly, that's the first time I've ever agreed with you. Feel me, but that's the truth.
Good morning. I just have two quick points. One, you mentioned love languages. Everybody focus on how they receive love, but do you also focus on how your partner receives information? Because you may be communicating it one way and they're receiving it another way. So just like you're trying to learn your partner's love language, learn how they receive communication. For instance, when I'm talking to my dad, I can get straight to the point. I don't have to tell my dad all the nuances in between the beginning and the end. When I'm talking to my mother wants the nuances. She wants the full picture. And so I have to talk to her differently than how I talk to my dad. Just to make it on that's just anybody in your life. You have to see how they receive your information.
Right.
Where some children, if you raise, like my dad raised his voice at me, my feelings weren't hurt. My mom raised her voice at me, and I'm like, all right, what are you doing? How you receive that information and from that person matters. So that's something else we need to pay attention to when it comes to our partners. How they receive information. How they process that information. Like, I'm not a real dramatic person, so if you come to me and say, hey, what you did really pissed me off the other day. Like, what is wrong with you? I don't have an immediate response for you. My immediate thing is to go within myself and say, wait, was he right? Hold on, let me think about this thing. And my feelings may be hurt about what he said to me or the fact that it had to be said it. But then I'm going to come back and be like, okay, can we talk about this again?
See,
you're right.
But see that, I'm sorry. No, yes, sister. I thought you was finished. Ladies, you want to answer that question?
I don't know if what he's saying is even. I'm gonna say this. There's no other way for a woman to be but feminine, regardless. She cannot be a man. She cannot be masculine. Now, if you feel like her tone is in a manner that you don't like, then as her man, just calmly say, hey, baby, calm down. You can talk calmly, but you set the tone in your relationship as a man. And that's what a lot of men don't understand. So she's coming at you where you say the word masculine or extra. It's because that's the way she feels like she has to. Because us women don't want to be nothing but a woman. And so if you put me in an era to where I feel like I have to raise my voice or deepen my tone to speak to you, that's because you make me feel that way. A woman can't be nothing but a woman. Stop, man. Stop putting the man energy on a woman, because we can't be a man. We're not that.
I got it. I got a little pushback on that one.
Sisters, because y'all lead with that as well.
Yes.
It's not masculine. It's not just been happening. That's not just been saying that. But I 100% agree with you.
Right.
And I applaud you for that. Calling that out.
No, it's the thing, and I do. The thing about it is, sometimes I hear some women say, I have to walk like I have to do this because you're not being the man. But if I'm not being the man, isn't it your job to? Not even gonna say your job. Can't even say that. Shouldn't you have discernment of the type of man that you are dealing with? If I'm not being the person that I'm supposed to be, if I'm not that man that I'm supposed to be, it's up to you. It's up to you, the woman, to be like, okay, this is not the type of man that deserves me, that I should be. Bottom line. But yet you are still with this individual, and so you should automatically know what you're getting yourself into. And then when it comes to this masculine energy, yes, a lot of women right now, we hear it all the time. I'm walking in my masculine. I'm an alpha. I do this, that, the third. I'm in my tough girl era. All this other stuff that they try to put themselves into this man's role. It has nothing to do with the man. It is totally them. It also has a lot to do with the type of man that they was dealing with at that time. And then they turn around and, well, I have to be this. Nobody said that you have to be anything but a woman. That's it. And the hardest part is when that woman gets into a new relationship with that same energy, and then she comes at that man as if she's a man, and then that man tones changes, and now she wants to back up because why? You came at me with this so-called masculine energy that you claim that you had. So then when I come back at you as that man, now you want to get in your feelings, and I'm supposed to be able to understand. See, that right there I don't understand. And I would never understand a woman's feelings. If she came at me with a masculine energy and expected me to understand how she's feeling or when she's hurting, I don't know that. The brother said a woman should come with more soft. And to me, hurting comes in different forms of fashion. Bottom line, when the person is truly hurting, if a woman is truly hurting, she's not going to come at her soft or error and be like, hey, I just want to let you know. No, because you're not seeing that she's hurting. So what she is going to do, she may come at you a little different, with a little attitude. Just to sit back and be like, hold up, baby, what's really going on? Calm down, talk to me.
Listen to my words and not my delivery.
But
my
see,
words is what's the most important thing that's coming out of my mouth, not the tone of my voice. And the thing is a man, if you decide to take that as the forefront of what I'm talking about, that means you're trying to deflect, and that causes more problems.
But sister, it's easier for y'all to say that, right? You see how she just said that so easily, right? Well, watch this, real quick. My delivery and my tone is totally different, but yet nobody listened to my word. You see what I'm saying? How many times have women got into their feeling because of the way that I talk? Oh, you're triggered. Oh, this, that, the third. Oh, this, that, the third with me. Oh, you're coming from a hurt place. Who hurt you? He must not be married. He's this, that, the third, but it's my tone, but they're not getting the delivery. They're not getting the message. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be careful. No. Hold on, sister. Hold on, sister. No. Hold on, sister. Hold on. Even my woman understands the way I talk. Even my wife understands the way I talk. We come from two different sides of the planet. But when we have conversation, I can still talk the way I talk, and she understands, and vice versa. See, it's all about sitting back and, like I said before, sitting back, crossing your legs as a man and understanding, let me see, okay, this is my woman. I gotta hear what she has to say. When you are in your relationship, fellas, you gotta sit back and truly hear what your woman has to say and let it analyze and let it play into your head. Like, dang, I didn't know she really felt like this. And it's okay to come out of sometimes, because we don't always have to be this husky, masculine, macho man, even around our women. Sometimes we can soften up and be like, you know, baby, come here. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was hurting you that much. I did not realize, because we don't realize. Men do not see when they're hurting their women. We don't. Let's just be real. We do not. Until they actually, because my thing is that once a woman stops communicating with you, brother, you in trouble. Bottom line. Once this woman stops communicating with you and she ain't got nothing else to say, you're gonna have to fix that. So is it fair to say that this is something that people need to learn when they're young? Like, because a lot of it comes from, well, I'm gonna go to you next, Nikki. A lot of it stems from the parent. So when their mothers have seen them when daughters have seen their mothers talk to their fathers in a certain type of manner, that's learned behavior. When sons seen their father speak to their mothers in a certain type of manner, that is learned behavior. So they grow up with that. And they call those traumas and triggers, but I call that BS. I call it you just using it as a defense mechanism. I think when people are yelling and screaming, you can't get your point across by screaming at me and by raising your voice. You can. I don't understand why people think that the loudest person in the room is the one that's going to win the argument, because that's not true.
May I add a piece to that? Okay, so my thing is this, like my tone is always misinterpreted. I am born and raised in the South. I got 17 cousins, but my dad is also part of the here. So I have been conditioned to speak louder or to speak in a certain tone so that it can translate to my father. So for me, unless you tell me, hey, your tone, and with being my man, you should understand where my tone comes from. Meaning it's not me being offensive to you. That is how I learned to communicate into my surroundings. So it's not necessarily directly like a negative thing. Meaning my mom spoke to my dad, crazy, or my dad spoke to my mom crazy. It is more of I had to adjust to communicate with my parent or communicate within my family. Like if you get around my family, I'll be loud. So from a young age, I had to learn to be loud to fight for equity in the conversation. Now, as I'm getting older, I realize I don't like that. So I will actually fall back on the conversation and just listen. So there are some other nuances there in the way people communicate. And I have a natural voice. So it's not me, like someone saying you sound masculine. I can't help that.
I don't know where they get that from, but I'm gonna let you get that. Because I don't know, I don't hear it, so I'm just saying. I want to say this real quick because I know Neji been waiting. Respect. And then I still got to get to my brother Gabby. Almost messed up. Got to get to my brother Ford. No. Anyway, I'm gonna let the. All right, thank you. So when I was talking about parenting, right, our parent, when we heard the way our mothers and fathers have spoken to each other. The one thing that I must say is this: as you get older, as an adult, you have the right to change everything that you have been learned from your parent. And the thing is this: we have to understand a lot of it stems from a slave mentality. We don't understand it, but a lot of it stems from a slave mentality that has been installed in our parents and in their parents and in their parents. And we keep bringing all that on from generation to generation to generation without even realizing that we're doing it. So when it comes to learning each other, a man not knowing when a woman is angry, yes, we don't know that. But we only go by tone and the way that she moves. If she's moving in a certain type of way, oh, something wrong with this woman. If she talks to you a certain kind of way and starts moving with where her intentions are different, she must be something. We'll always think, well, what's going on? You all right? And if she doesn't, what you mean I'm all right? Sometimes, and ladies, you gotta understand this too. Sometimes your expectations of a man is we're supposed to know when you're hurting. Like we're supposed to know that, but we don't. But truly, we don't. That's why we always ask that question. If you're, what you mean? How you not know? Oh, hold on, calm down, slow down, Tiger. I just asked you a simple question. Are you okay? Now you see how the attitude shifted. Because I asked you a question, you gave me attitude. Now I'm giving you back attitude. Learned behavior. That's learned behavior. I can't believe he don't know. And then you go call your girl. I'm going through some stuff and he don't even understand. He don't understand because the person that you tell her that you're going through stuff is the person that you're on the phone with. Instead of actually sitting down, babe, we need to talk. I'm letting you know where I'm hurt. Like, what's wrong with being up front and honest? There's nothing wrong with truly sitting down and telling your man, baby, something is wrong. I need to talk to you. You hurt me in this manner, and I need to understand why did you have to do that. And vice versa. Brothers need to be like, baby, you know what? I feel hurt right now because the simple fact is you did X, Y, and Z. It's not rocket science, but we are too afraid. So, is it fair to say that people, men and women, are still walking in their own ego? That's a question. Come on, Nudger, you got it.
Answer that question, it just has something already got. Men and women still want their own ego. Yeah, I think all of us have a bit of ego. One thing I will say, and I think personal change is how, to adapt in a certain way of communicating based on the circumstances, younger. I think at some point we have to adjust that. That may have worked then, and that's okay in the proper setting. If your family's loud, then everybody's loud. But when you're with your partner, you have to adjust that because no man wants to be yelled at, right? No woman wants to talk back. So I think it's own responsibility to lower the temperature. If you get heated, then walk away. But don't dismiss. There's a difference. And I think sometimes women's feelings get dismissed because men don't understand them, and vice versa. So I think there's a way you have to communicate and don't make the other person feel like how they feel and what they feel and then down it, and then you dismiss it and go about the business doing, doing whatever. So that's all I have to say.
No, that right there, I think that is something that is true. And I think men and women do it both. They take it for whatever it is, and they just dismiss it. And it's like, okay, what's next? Like sometimes, and I can speak for myself. Sometimes I may go through something, but I'm good the next. Like if I go through something with my wife today, I'm good tomorrow. Like to me, in my mind, is tomorrow's a brand new day. But I don't realize that she's still hurting from what happened the day before because I never gave it that opportunity. I never gave her the opportunity to truly express how she truly feels. And I validated it, but I'm like, okay, you said what you said, so you should be good. See, that's a problem that some of us men have too. We will sit there, and even if a woman is telling us that she's hurting, we'll sit there and be like, okay, in our mindset, you got it off your chest, you should be good. But I think it's a little, but see, for us, it's for them, for women, I think it's a little bit more than just that. I know for me, and I can only speak for me. Yes, if you say what you need to say to me on that day, the next day I wake up, it's a brand new day. I'm not bringing yesterday into today. That's my mindset. I can't bring whatever happened yesterday into today. Because now we're dragging a whole, we're setting ourselves back. And to me, in my mind, it's like we're setting ourselves up for failure. If I'm going to continually going backwards, I'm supposed to be the person that's moving forward. There's no progression by going backwards. But that's just, like I said, that's just it. Brother Ford, Brother Walt, welcome in.
Grand risings, everybody. Grand risings to others, our brother Mr. Ford, and everybody else. Yeah, a lot of times, I'm an analogy man, and obviously I'm a Leo, so a lot of analogies I do come from cats or whatever you watch. And one thing I would definitely say is when you apply for that job of being someone king, then you have to know that it's a rainy season. I didn't even mean rain. Sometimes some people can feel rain or rain because they got no legs or whatever. You have to know. We're human. We're not going to always get it, but that's a form of accountability. Like, I got to know my partner is off. I'm not even thinking about the reciprocation from women to if I'm, but as a man, you have to know when your woman is off. It is your job to know because you are the leader. Straight up, you lead. So you got to know like something is over. Now, how you come at the individual, when you come at your partner, whatever, it's very important to make sure you come out. Because that's the best way to get what the
problem is, can we be openly obviously? So take for instance your job. As most people know, I drive buses in New York City. Thank you very much. I drive buses in New York City. That's a lot different than being a dispatcher. It's a lot different from being a superintendent. But when you're switching off to the job, you then have to understand that you'll be communicating with a passenger, a former direct coworker did the same thing. Whomever is going to change. But what stays the same is your level-headed approach to who you're talking to and who you're dealing with. Do we always get it right? No, because we're human. But the assumption of I tried to do this and you're not getting it. No, we're not going to do that. Now, if a person has a higher pitch tone, I have a high pitch tone in a lot of cases. I've subdued it over the years. However, I do know, because I know that, I have to always keep that mental back over it. My tone, because you're naturally loud, just naturally loud. And it comes more tone. You're going to find yourself going more away from your partner and deliberate whatever message that you have to deliver or have to receive. So even if you then find yourself in a current situation, there's nothing to say, babe, right now because of whatever, I'm not in the best position to deal with this because I got a lot going on and I have to take some of this baggage off before I deal with it. So please just try to give me a little bit of time. You know, maybe I need to go smoke a cigar outside to bring it down. Maybe I need to go watch a game. You know, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do that. And that's what comes with being in that position. You are responsible for manning that ship. So no matter what, if somebody spills something on the ship and everything goes to that captain, yo, what's going on with that? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? So everybody is really correct. Like the sister above, love, I'm not sure what I see on my screen, it says love. She said her father is impaired, audio impaired, so therefore she's naturally loud. And in time, you know, that stuff can cheer her off, especially if you bring it, babe. I'm not trying to mimic a dude, I'm not trying to be masculine, but this is what my life has been. You know, please work with me and please work with me to get me down to where I need to be and should be when delivering or receiving a message. So the onus is on everybody to make sure you're in the best possible position to deliver and or receive a message. But it always starts with yourself. Alain.
No. I'm not even gonna go with half this. I mean, I like half the stuff that you said. It was immaculate, but the other half, listen, if you can't take my tone, if you cannot adjust to the way I talk, well, guess what? You need to walk. But I'm not. I shouldn't have to change up who I am to for what? Because you and your feeling? Listen, express what you need to express. Get it over. And let's move forward. Because my thing is, I don't want to keep sitting here going over the same thing over and over again because why does everything have to be over when the woman said it's over? But yet a man is supposed to be leading. Make it make sense. No, I'm not saying, I know what you're saying, but I'm not saying you, I'm just saying I was reading something and I wrote something down. But this, no, I wasn't saying you. I'm just saying, like, if you're going through something, fine. I want to say that, I want to hear what you're going through. But let's move forward. Like, I shouldn't have to sit and constantly got to go through it the next day because, I just want to let you know I wasn't finished with what we talked about yesterday. Huh? We got to go through a whole nother day. We just, nah, brother, it don't take no 2 or 3 days to get, it don't.
Trust me when I tell you, I totally agree with that. I totally agree. it's just keep in mind this is not a one-way conversation, and I'm not saying that that's going to be the end all to be all. But what I am saying is the way that I would like to be dealt with, or the way I would like to be heard in coming at you, I have to also still give that grace. Now, do I like talking about something on Tuesday, today, and Sunday? No, I don't particularly care for it. And we're going to have to come to a medium, like for example, you go, hey, listen, we had a heated debate, 11:59, you know, and you have to also be with it if that's the tone that you set. It happened today, so today is Sunday. If there's a big back and forth to do, we got to 11:59 p.m. to finish this because I'm not going to go with it tomorrow. At the same time, if we're going to set that kind of boundary, that at some point, better be open to totally adhere to whatever the complaint or the issue was. Because if the worst thing to do is have unresolved issues.
It's not unresolved, but see, here's the thing, though. Let me say this.
Okay.
The issues could already be resolved if they actually sit back and listen. If they actually sit back and listen, but they don't want to resolve the issues that way because you know what it is? A lot of times it's because the way that we feel like because here's my thing once again. If your man is the leader, and you're supposed to say, oh, my man is a leader, this, that, and the thing, this, that, and the third, right? Why you're not listening to the way he's trying to resolve the issue? Because now you're not following his leadership. Let's be real. Excuse me for 1 second.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. All those, you know, no, absolutely. I'm in total agreement, and that's why sometimes, you know, partnership and getting it together and always getting it right, it's not an easy thing to do because for whatever reason, you could be at the top of your game and say, I'm gonna take you for your word. It was never that you ever did to make me not trust whatever comes out of your mouth, and you may be at the top of your game when it comes to that, and that's wonderful. Just always know that the partner may not be. And because they may not be, the onus then comes on yourself to say, how do I do it? Now is that the easiest thing to do? It's one of the most hardest things to do, and I'll be the first one to say that.
The easiest
That's the very hard thing to do.
You know what the easiest thing to do is, my brother? I gotta say this. The easiest thing for some of your women to stop doing is stop talking about how you need a leader, but you can't follow that man's lead. Stop saying I need a man, I need a leader because this, that, and the third. If you're not willing to follow his lead, and that's the whole point. That is the whole purpose of having a leader, of a man being able to lead. He's not going to lead you into something where it's going to hurt you. He's going to lead you out of your hurt. You can't dictate when you want to get in your feelings and when you expect for him to just sit there and be like, okay, baby. Because we'll sit there and be like, okay, baby, I hear what you're saying. So now let me give you no, but you don't understand. I understand what you're saying, but allow me to be this man that you want me to be. Because now you're looking for somebody that you just want to keep throwing. Listen, we would sit there and absorb all the pain that your woman throw at. Because that's what men do. We will sit there, we absorb it, we'll take it, we'll understand it. You know what, baby, you're right. I got you. Listen, no problem. I'ma hold on to them. But then it's always more after. And we don't want the more after. All we want y'all to do is just sit back. You know, my man got me. He understands it. But sometimes we can sit there and hear what y'all say, and y'all still would turn on. But you don't understand. I understand. But I'm hearing you, but you want me to respond to me. Come on. If I understand you, we don't always need a response. Sometimes a man not saying nothing is golden.
But if your partner needs their response, then you have to be that. You have to give them that. If they need their response, then that goes to you and your ego. See, we were just talking about that. So you have to put it your way and say, okay, well, babe, okay, I heard what you're saying. I'm going to do everything in my power to fix it. It could be just those little bit of more words that you need to use instead of just shutting it down. Because in her mind, she feels like you just shut her out. See, I'm just giving you a woman's perspective.
And see that? That's the problem right there. That's the number one problem right there. Your thoughts. Your thought that we shut you down, but in reality, in our mind is like, dang, I gotta step up. I gotta fix this. I gotta do X, Y, and Z to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Now, somebody said that some women need affirmation. So now the man has to sit there and tell you, because a lot of times a man can tell you something and you don't even take your own man at his word. Oh, I heard that before. You said that before, but you did differently. So now when the man doesn't say nothing, and he decides to move on his actions instead of speaking his actions, it's a totally different ballgame. But give me 1 second. I'm going to go to Walt, and then I'm going to come to you.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
Here's the thing. I wanted to say something about something else, but the man was just saying I want to comment on it. Communication is key. You can have the best leader in the world, but if he don't know how to communicate to a team what the plan is, the team is gonna fail. So while we as men, yes, we are the leader, but it's still our responsibility to let our wives or our spouses, hey, this is the plan. We can't just go in and say, hey, let me lead and you just follow. No, hey, this is the plan. We're gonna do this, and this. This is what I need you to do. Is it to understand? Do you have any give back, any feedback on that? We have to give them the opportunity to talk. As leaders, we're leaders. The only people we should be able to dictate are our kids. We should not be dictating our spouses. They should have a say-so, or at least they know how what's going on and what's our plan. Because we're sitting here and we want them to take what we're saying and we want them to just follow us and trust us, but all we have to do is just give them a little bit, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. I know you want to do this, but I need you to trust me. This is my plan. That will go a long way other than, hey, look, I'm the man, just follow. If you need a leader, follow. Quick question, if you don't believe it. No, nobody wants to walk blind, especially when we've already been through something and you may have dropped the ball before. I'm still trusting. Well, they're still trusting. It's fine. I'm going to give you the reins. I still got you. But can you at least tell me what's the plan? Don't let me go in blind. And then when they were saying about affirmations, I'm big on that. Let your partner know, hey, look, I hear you. I'm going to fix this. I'm not just going to brush you off. I'm going to fix this because we can't put a time frame on hurt. If we hurt our women or our women hurt us, and it goes back and forth, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Who are we to say, you know what, we talked about it this long, we should be over this now. The conversation should be complete and the communication should be so good where at the end we have to understand, hey, have we come to an agreement and fix this yet? If the answer is no, okay, what do we need to do to resolve this? Because we don't, neither the man nor a woman have the right to say, you know what, this over, I'm not talking about it. Especially if you're part of this rate. Because you're going to be in this rate. Because no matter how much we're the leader, our number two is our wife. So whatever we fall a slack at, it's her job to pick up. If she don't know our plan, she can't continue. If she's not happy because we haven't given her assurance that we're a team and I feel her, she's not going to know where to go. We got to keep our second in command just as happy as our first. And I'm going to land my plan right there.
So, I hear what you're saying, and that sounds so good, right? But at the end of the day, when we hear these women talk about, oh, I need a leader, and they don't know how to follow, whose fault is that? Is that our fault once again? Now we gotta take blame for that. When it comes to affirmation, my affirmation, everybody's different. If I'm not saying nothing to you, that's your affirmation. If I'm moving accordingly, that is your affirmation. When the conversation should be over, there's no need for us to be stretching something when it doesn't, because you do the math. A lot of times you are circling back, and then, and only then, once you get to the point where you need to get to, and that point is already made and talked about, there's something else added on. So now we're talking about something that happened 2 months ago now, which should have been resolved 2 months ago. You see what I'm saying? So I have to keep sparing your feelings about things that you've been holding on to that you could have been told me. But we don't talk about that. We sit and talk about all the good stuff. Nah, let's talk about it as men. And brothers know, there is stuff that women hold on to from 86. There is pain and stuff, something that another man even bought. These things have not been communicated throughout the entire relationship, but the moment that she gets in her feelings and she wants to talk because she's hurting about something, all of that pain, all of that stuff that she has been carrying, we gotta take that weight on. That is crazy work. It is not. And then, and hold on, my brother, real quick. And these things don't even get resolved. This is the reason why I say what I say. A lot. If you got something to say to your man, just express it and say it. Don't hold on to something and want to use it as ammunition later on because you're going through something now. You want to add all the extra crap. Come on, is that fair to him? What about his feelings? We got to sit here and worry about how you feel. Baby, I'm sorry this happened. I apologize. Listen, what can I do? But now you hear it is something else. Like, come on, but come on. It has nothing to do with the tone. If I'm sitting there and I'm listening to you, where's my tone? So you're trying to tell me women don't dismiss the way men feel? That's the reason why a lot of these brothers ain't got safe spaces now. And not every man ain't the same.
This is what I say.
No, you can stay. You can
No, Bill, you're absolutely right. But that's what I'm saying about where the communication has to be communicated. Because a lot of times, if the mindset is, we're going to stop talking about this at 11:59 because tomorrow is over. She may be still carrying that and didn't get it all out. So now that we done shut her down at that time frame, when it comes up again 2 months later, we say, why didn't you tell me this then? Because when we were trying, or when she was trying to tell you, it was a time limit put on it, or it was something that said, hey, we have to stop. Everyone doesn't have the capability to just communicate and just talk freely and say exactly what's on their mind.
Okay, I get what you're saying, right? But here's the thing: if I'm giving you the floor, which means me as a man, you know what? The floor is yours, baby. I'm gonna let you say something. I'm not even gonna stop. You should be able to get all of that out because I gave you the floor, which means I'm not even trying to stop you. Whenever you decide that you were done, you were done. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? But if a man is giving the woman the floor and she doesn't let it all out, then that's her problem. Because that means what are you still holding on to stuff if I gave you the opportunity to express everything that you need to express? Let me hold on, brother, because you can't. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And real quick, let me reset real quick.
Please.
No monologue, right? 20, 25 seconds. Man, make your point. Let's move on because we got a lot of people that want to talk. We want to make sure that everybody can get in. You feel me? I appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I was just trying to say, I don't quite know exactly what the topic was because I came in and I requested and I sat here patiently even though there was a few other people before me.
I'm sorry, my bad.
All I'm saying is I've been on your platform before under a different name.
And what name is that?
I think you will know. It's your role from the company.
Concrete Rose. What's up, sis?
How are you?
I'm good.
What you're saying is the bill. I agree with a lot of these other gentlemen. I agree with the women, but I think most of the issue, and I'm seeing, okay? So I know I've been married, I've been divorced, I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother, and I'm in my 50s. I assure myself so I can say I can a lot of the things you said because when I was that immature version of me, I couldn't see that from a man's perspective. But men have this leadership thing and they have this logic thing, which is what you're supposed to have. It's accurate. But women come from the center, which is the heart space. Women come from emotion. And we move with that energy in motion. And that's why it's moves. And that's why it's not going to be solid and stay as a man. To me, I get that. But we trying to tell y'all, hey, if I'm in the space to express, like that one of the men said, are we talking? Are we listening? Like what exactly is this conversation gonna, entail? That's the problem with a lot of partnerships. A lot of people, some of them talk at me and not talk to you because they're a leader. I get that, and I get you a leader. You have to stand firm, strong in your stance. I get that, but not when you deal with the heart space. That's for the people outside your house. That's for the people that's not connected to your heart. That's your business partner. That's your that's those are the people if you don't love them that way. It's a different love when it comes to your wife, your woman, and your daughter, and your sister, and your mother. And I think that's the part of what women are trying to scream at men that has healing. You talking about the ones that ain't got it. You talking about the women that ain't there. And then I'm bashing them because I'm a woman first before I'm anything. I want my sister to get it because I hear you screaming. I get what you're saying, but you're still not getting it from the emotion standpoint that she needs you for her to be safe to release all of that at once. So that you can process it. So I get what you're saying. As a leader, you need her to minute so you can know what to do. Go back to the archive, go back to the library. Hey, let me see what I need to do. My wife said, I advise me. We get that. But if we're not here to be able to come on these platforms that express from a healed woman, a full woman, and not a woman that's, one of the eight or she's been there. He's trying to come to the resolution table. And those are the women that don't get hurt enough because we all get placed in a box and all get labeled as we don't listen, don't do, and guess what? We probably at some point because we had a father that yelled at us. We had a mother that yelled at us. They yelled insensitive for her. So she shut down because she can't now express what the emotions were given. Remember the energy and emotion. Now she just shut it off to be off if y'all don't understand. That's what a woman do with a woman. He's the son. Okay? And if he's the son, that means he's fire. And if she's that means she's ice. And that's something people don't want to believe. We're different than this thing. It's just night and day. The sun rises at day, the moon sets at night. Women come from a negative space naturally because we're cold. Men come from a sun because they're naturally fire, so they don't spin it and they don't stay exactly what they think what they say. But women have a different way of processing. We're going deep. We're feeling it. Y'all see it and know it. It's vice versa.
Right. So if
Same thing. So all I'm saying is let women tell y'all and don't tell us what they're feeling, express it if she knows how. I'm not saying every woman knows how to do that because that's up
each other. Some women don't want to be about it.
And that right there is 100%. No, first of all, that was good, and we appreciate that. You know, I ain't mad at you. But don't be trying to come up here trying to read. No, I'm just playing. You know, I'm just joking. I'm just, you know. No, and I appreciate that. But the thing is this, and like I said before, see, when I said I'm giving you the floor, that's me giving. When a man is telling a woman, "Baby, you got the floor," that's a safe space. That's a safe space to allow for you to express everything that you need to express. Right. But hold on, Spoken. But why? But if because see, here's the thing. That means so if a man is supposed to be your leader, correct? Now just hear me out. If I'm supposed to be your leader, right? And as that man, I see that you're hurting. I'm giving you that safe space. I created a safe space for you to get everything that you want to get out while I sit here and accept it as the man, right? Why is it that that's not a good enough space for you that you have to create your... I'm going to say this very slowly because this is the fact. A man will give you a safe space, but that space is not good enough for you, so you have to create your own safe space, which makes him uncomfortable. Why is that? If he's supposed to be your man, that's supposed to be your leader, correct? So at the end of the day, if he's like, you know what, baby, and he's not even coming at you hard, he's in his mask. Sweetheart, you know what, baby, listen, I understand that you're going through something. So here's the floor. I just want you to get it out. Say what you need to say, so that way I know what I need to do as a man to either fix this situation or make things better. Is that not a safe? Did I just not create a safe space for you? But then, no, is that not? Did I just not create a safe space? I just communicated as eloquently as I can be. But see, that's the problem. It does have something to do with me because it's going to fall back on me. See, that's the part that some of y'all women don't see that. And I understand, and I'm gravitating to this, right? But what I'm telling you from... So here's my thing. So if that's the case, then these women don't need to be in relationships. Then if they got that many issues, but yet these are the same ones that are in relationship, and they're actually destroying their relationship, and then want to blame the man, and then want to keep coming. I'm coming from a hurt space. Hold up. If you coming from a hurt, right? If you coming, but no, because what did you just say? Then or what? Then I fix it. So at the end of the day. You see how all this is trying to tie in, right? If you got a woman coming from a hurt place, and she gets with a man, and guess what this man got to do? If this man truly loves her, if this man loves her, he has to be the one. He's going to be the bearer of all of that weight, of all of that pain that this woman had, and she's not going to drop it on him once. She's not going to drop it on him all at once. It's going to come out sporadic. Without him even realizing that he is actually helping this woman, fixing this woman's problem, fixing it, doing the damage that another man has already caused. And then every little, and here's the problem. The reason why she's hurting, because every little thing that that man has done before, in the moment that this man do something that kind of reminds her of a trigger, because women have triggers, and your triggers are from your past. And what happens is that man that's been good to you, the new guy, got to keep taking all the bash from the old guy. And that's where all the problems start. Oh, baby, you hurt me. I hurt you. How did I hurt you? I didn't realize I hurt you. Yes, because this, and this. That was a trigger from the last relationship. Now he got to sit through all of the drama and got to create a safe space for the woman that he loves, because that's how he has to fix all that damage that the last brother caused by listening to all of the pain and hurt that she held on for so long and wants to give it to this man now, which I think is one of the most foulest things that some people can do. And I'm talking about men and women alike. We hold, yeah, it goes, no, I'm talking about when it comes to this thing, like, we have to start living. If I'm hurting, I'm not getting with nobody because I'm still going through stuff. And the problem is, but the thing is, but see, now here's where this whole thing, I'm healed, I'm all this. You're not, people gotta understand this one thing and one thing only. The only time you are truly, fully healed from someone or something is when you walk back into that fire and it doesn't burn you no more. When you can go back to that same situation and you can handle that same situation and you come out clean on the other side, then you know you were healed, because there's no more trauma. There's nothing bothering you no more. I went through this. So people got to stop with this. I'm on this healing journey and take 15, 20 doggone years to heal. No. Just go back into those spaces. And a lot of times you could be healed, but you're not healed in your mind, because your mind traps so many things. It absorbs so much. Those where your triggers come from. It's not coming from your heart. Your triggers come from here because of what you have seen and all what you have seen, all the thoughts that you may have had, all of the negativity that you are carrying within your brain. That's where all of this healing comes from. It is not a spiritual thing. It is not a feeling. It is all thoughts. You have to heal from your own thoughts. Bottom line. Because can't nobody do anything to you. And all of this pain and all of this hurt, the hurt comes from within you because of the thoughts. Come on, we got to know what this hurt, like somebody really hurting, come from. And the reason why men can't understand why women are hurting, because your thoughts are hurting you. We can't read your mind. What's up, Randy?
All right. Listen, first of all, bottom line, read the room. Whoever you're starting to talk to, right? You need to communicate. That's the problem. People get in these relationships and want to be soft with it. Don't be soft with it. Say what you mean and mean what you say with your chest out. So if you want to date somebody, you want to see him, and you see a guy you like, say you like him. If you like him, then say, hey, I want to get in a relationship with you. Communicate. If you don't communicate, these men is slow. No disrespect.
No,
but y'all slow. Y'all need to just hear it, and then you can go with it or you don't. I'm one of them no-nonsense women. If I like you, I like you. If I love you, I love you. If I don't like you, you're going to know that too. Because I'm going to tell you. So I really get frustrated because people want to show their soft version of themselves, but they don't really want to show their true version of themselves, right? So I'm telling you right now, anytime you get in a relationship with a person, I'm not going to say a man because we're going to go man and woman. So anytime you want to get in a relationship with someone, why don't you wipe that slate clean? And then as you start talking to that person, and again, I'm saying talking, write down on your list your pros and your cons, the negatives and the benefits, and then you dip if the negatives are too high. You stay if the positives are great. Okay.
Well, damn, first of all, don't come in here with all that energy. See, that's what we were talking about, coming here with all that masculine energy. I'm just playing. No, but she got a point. And that's true. We just got to be real. And that's the problem. So that way you know exactly what you're getting into. And you got to tell a person, like, look, I'm emotionally, I'm a very emotional person. Now, if that's a red flag for you as a man or woman, you know what? You got to chalk that off. I'm not that emotional. She's right. That's how you want to really learn somebody. She couldn't say it better. Those serious, tough questions are the main one. Same to you, sister. Thank you again for joining. No, it's that. She almost shut me down. Come on, babe. And that's why I love it. You see what I'm saying? Like the one thing I can say is this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, babe. You know what? You hit it on the head. You hit it on the
No,
head.
but I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. People that just came in here, like men went on their topic last night about us women, right? So we women are just trying to get you to understand us as well, right? You men, I agree. You know, y'all can't figure us out, and we can't figure you out because neither one of us is communicating to each other what we really truly feel. I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket when you first date, we like tell your whole history. But as you go along, start communicating a little bit. Not so much your past, because I always say, don't let your past come into your present to define your future. I always say that. The past can come into the present and define the future and mess you up. Everybody ain't your past. Everybody's not that same person, as you were saying before, right? We evolve. Every 10 years, everyone evolves. And they become a different person each year, each 10-year, rotation. So I'm just saying, you're not the same person you were when you was in your 20s and 30s. I'm sure everybody was in the streets partying, we was working, all that. We probably was in a couple of videos, whatever you want to say, parlay, right? But I'm saying, going forward, right, as you age, you do better, you do different. And then you change. So what you look for back then is not what you look for now. So you might have looked for Tupac back then, but now you're looking for a Obama type man now. It changes. That's all I'm saying.
It do change, but guess what? Sometimes people walk into these relationships with the same mindset of 10 years ago and thought that they changed, but I'm a different person. No, you're not. You are still the same person that you was 10 years ago. You still walk around with that same mindset as a woman or as a man. You still got this, I gotta be this way, I gotta be that way. Nah, can't always be that way. If you with somebody, that's the whole purpose of two people being together, because you have to evolve. If you are still in your little kid, in your little boy era as a man, or your young girl era as a woman, because do the math. Some of these women right now, they want to go back to, I remember when you start saying, I remember when I was this and the things that I used to do, and now you try to go back to do those things that you used to do. Men and women. I remember, boy, back in the day when I was like this with these chicks, and here you are, 50, 60 years old, trying to do the same thing that you did when you was 20 and 30. Some of your women still trying to dress the same way when y'all was 20. Right now, you're 50 plus. And still think, you know what? Your body ain't the same. You can't move the same no more. But come on, Nudgy, then I'm gonna go to you, Mike. I know you've been waiting. No, I love that. No, you're right. See, that's good. Because a lot of brothers don't even know that they're doing it. I mean, they know that they're doing it, but that body language is something terrible. It is something terrible. Where you can tell when a person don't truly want to hear what you have to say, or they don't respect what you have to say, the way the body shifts. See, we talk about tone, but we don't talk about that body language. And you're right. A lot of it, people want to talk about, oh, it's the tone, it's your tone, it's your tone. But it's that body language, how we, you know what, let me just, all right, go ahead, speak. See, this right here, I ain't really listening to you. I just want you to hurry up and say what you gotta say so I can move on. It's different. It's different. Thank you, Brother Ali. It's different. If you focus on, if this is your woman and you focused on her, then you should be sitting there and eye contact, not shifting, not moving all in your seat, because you're getting aggravated, your head starts going back, you start rotating your neck, you start looking this way, you start looking that way while they're talking, and you ain't paying them no, never mind. It's like, then you start doing, this is the worst one. Now you're shaking your head like, oh my God, is this gonna, are you finished talking yet? Yeah, you go to sleep too. All of those things is telling the person, I really don't care what you're saying, just hurry up and say it.
Guilty of some of that.
I am too. And these are men, I'm talking, these are men traits. These ain't, I'm speaking for men. These are something that men do. These ain't what y'all women do. These are men traits. But go ahead, my brother 75. Oh, well, let me go to Mike first. I know he's like, what's up, Mike?
No, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Peace to the host, peace to the family. Yeah, that last thing y'all just touched on, the body language here, that's a big deal right there. And I've gone through that myself. I've tried to talk to my lady and gotten that certain body language. But more of what I wanted to speak on was, it sounds like overall we speak about communication. Active listening skills is just that what it is. It's a skill. Articulating it oneself so that the other person can understand it, that's a skill as well. So what I've come to learn, I got out from my god brother. He's someone that's close to me, a few years older than me, very accomplished guy. Over the years, he's become, I've seen him transition into a very sensible person. And one of the things that he always tells me about communicating, he says that the English language itself is so jacked up that when you speak it to someone, you should almost always expect to be misunderstood. So when I hear that, what it makes me think is like this. A lot of us don't want to be caught, we don't want the other person to get caught up in our tone and this, that, and the third. But tone, body language, as well as what you're saying, all plays a big role in getting someone to understand what you're saying. So it's like, especially as a leader, we have to really look at ourselves and ask the questions to ourselves first. Am I really saying what I need to say in the way that I need to say that the other person is actually actively listening? Like that, if we asking ourselves that question before and even sometimes one while we're trying to convey our message, get our message across, then I think we things might have a better outcome in a lot of times. It's a lot of times that as people, men and women, that we don't challenge ourselves because we want the other person to accept us who we are. When it's like, at the end of the day, yeah, accept me for who I am, but am I going to get the results that I'm looking for if I just do that? You know what I mean? And I land right there.
No, well, you know what? I want to say something about this tone situation. Jay, what up, my brother? I do want to say something about this tone situation that we have a problem, men and women. If you met, right? This is all happening. You met the person that you're with, and he has an aggressive tone. You know how this man talks. You know how he talks. You know how he talks, and vice versa. She talks in a certain type of manner. You know how that woman talks. So now all of a sudden, you guys, there's an issue. Somebody's hurting in a situation, and your man is talking to you the same way he normally talks to you. But you're talking about, but now all of a sudden, because you're so deep into your feeling, why are you so aggressive? Hold up, sweetheart. I'm aggressive. I've been talking to you the same way ever since you met me. But now that you are so deep into your feelings, now you're trying to say I'm talking to you aggressive. That's a problem. That is a problem. And vice versa as a man. Here it is, your woman has been talking to you the same doggone way since y'all been together. And now you want to get into your little soft man era because you're hurting, you're going through something, and now she's coming at you like talking to you the same exact way she has always talked to you. And now you as a man want to get in your feelings. Yo, I can't believe, yo, who you talking to like that? Why you talking to me like that? Hold up, player. Hold up, player. She's been talking to you the same way ever since you met this man. People got to understand, you only accept the tone when you want to accept the tone. That's it. People only want to accept the tone when it's acceptable for them and only them at that time. But the moment you go through something, the moment you're rough, coming at you raw, all this other stuff, and I never did that. I've always come at you the same way I have been coming at you from the beginning. We have to stop with this trying to tone police men and women. Sometimes you have to sit back and listen to the man or the woman that you with and hear their tone so you can get accustomed to it. So when you are going through something and you are hurting, and that man is talking to you the same way he's been talking to you, he is not coming at you aggressive and he is not coming at you with you have to understand. 7-5, what's up, my brother? Good day, everybody. Good day, Rodney.
Good day. I'm stopping, man. As I was listening with what she said, I appreciate her touching on that, man. Body language, because that made me took me back to some moments I've had with my wife, which still few or far between, but those 1 or 2 moments where I did that, I could see that could lead to being an issue to her not feeling safe to be honest and to share certain things with me, regardless of whatever it is. But I'll also say this, I think one of the reasons why we can't see our women are hurting because some women, I'll say a lot of women hide their wounds. And I can't heal the wounds that you're hiding. And I can't spend all day fighting to find them.
Say that again, brother, please.
I can't heal the wounds you're hiding. I can't spend all day fighting to find them. Like you gotta be willing to take your own wounds at some point and understand that I'm on your team. I'm not here to pour salt. I'm not here to dig a bullet deeper. I'm here to try to help you get it out. And when I say that you're bleeding all over the place, I'm not saying it because you're bleeding on my favorite shoes. I'm saying it because you're hurt. I can't be happy if you are unhappy. I cannot be good if you are not good. When we have these conversations, this is out of love. It's because we love y'all, and we see that y'all are hurting. I'm sorry for all men that are hurting your head. This is something that we trying to heal together. Like if you hiding your wounds and I'm taking my arm off, how's that help? How are you healing? Because I'm trying to heal mine. I'm trying to stitch this stuff up. I'm trying to get this bullet out. You're thinking that you're good because you got accustomed and numb to it. You're not. And I'm not good if you're not good.
And he landed so soft. Come on, little bro. Stop playing it. Lotus, what's up, sis? You in the building? Or you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just checking. Dag, I'm a little speechless right now, bro.
My bad. I look at you said that police. We have to recognize the tone of the person that's hurting also. And even if my tone is always aggressive, that person that is hurting the tone soft at that time, we have to be able to adjust and soften our tone to help them out. We can't be a monotone person and expect to build that relationship. We got to be able to adjust our tone to not what we're feeling, but they're feeling also.
Okay, I get what y'all saying with this tone thing, right? But if, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again and I'm gonna stick to it. If I've always been talking to you in this type of voice, in a certain type of way, why do I need to adjust my tone to please you? You are my woman. You understand this is how I talk to you. The same way I'm going to allow you, and I'm not going to get mad at you and have you try to adjust the way you talk to me when I'm hurt. Sometimes I want to hear the hard truth. Some people need to hear the hard truth. They need it hard. That's the difference. Like, look, woman, well, not in that tone, but not like that. But you know, baby, look, let me just say this. And sometimes people tone, they can say certain things because of their tone, and they can be absolutely wrong and cause more damage. So even if you talk to your person a certain type of way, you have to be careful with what you say to your person because you can cause more damage. You can add on more hurt just by some of the, not your delivery, but what's coming out of that delivery and the way that they perceive it. Like, oh, now you just caught, and you think sometimes we don't really think that we think that we're doing the right thing when the right thing could be the wrong thing. And the wrong thing can cause more pain and cause more hurt. Because we're not really truly taking the time out to really hear what they really have to say or accepting what they have to say. We hear it, we want to accept it, and then we try to add our 2 cents. No, it's not time. Your 2 cents should not always be added to something when somebody's telling you something. Let's be real. We gotta. Talking about men and women alike, we gotta be more understanding towards each other, especially when we're coming from that hurt place. Like my brother 757 said, if you know that you have wounds, and you know that you have scars, and you know you got these holes and all this pain, you need to express it. Stop holding on to all that trauma. Stop holding on to it. It should be something, and if it's something that you got to talk about every day, then guess what? Y'all need to talk those things out till you release it. Because like he said, I can't sit there and gotta fight and gotta dig and try to dig deep to pull all that hurt out of you. No, you gotta be able to pull that hurt out yourself and let me absorb it. Let me help you. Because is that not part of being a helpmate? To help you when you're going through something, and when you are going through something, and if I can't pick it up, if I can't detect it, you can't get upset at me for not knowing that you are hurt. You can't get mad at me for not knowing that you are carrying pain. You can't get mad at me for not understanding why you are going through what you're going through. It's not my fault. I've been here the entire time. That's the whole purpose of us being together, so you can lean on me.
But I'm saying, I love what you said there, bro. I said that, bro. That's the facts, man. But and I hear the ladies too. I know sometimes people don't recognize it. Sometimes people reading certain things, but and you know, body language is 80% of the communication. Some things you do, like you say, you gotta express it. If you watch a lot of those war movies, after a battle, they're sitting together, helping heal each other. They are taking off their armor, they're showing their wounds. Some of them are bleeding out to the point where they can pass away, but if they don't let that be seen, if they hide that's the end of them. That is the end of them. So if you think you're doing this, like hiding it, trying to like not be seen as emotional or comment like that, or trying to be strong, that's not helping you. That's not helping me.
Right, and somebody said it takes 30 to 40 years to take time to, but listen, if you've been with that person and you love that person, you got 30 to 40 years to get rid of all that stuff. But Nudgy, go ahead, sister. You had your hand up. Say, ooh. But you know why it's not fair? But here's the thing. They always say new man, same situation. Because you're bringing the same situation from your old man into this new man. And some brothers do it too. They take the same situation from that old woman and put it into the new woman and expect for her to be. Listen, I said this last night, and I'm gonna say it again. Sometimes when people either when they lose their loved one, when they lose their spouse, right? And I know my brother Derek is in here. Just tell me if I'm wrong in the chat if I'm right or wrong. Um, when their spouse deceased and they've been married for 30 some odd years, and their spouse has deceased, and then they want to go back out to dating. And they say that, oh, these men and women, they're so different right now. I don't understand them. Dating is so suspect. I can't find my person. The reason why you can't find your person is because you're just looking for the person that you just lost. And you would never find the same type of love that you have had from the person that you've been with for 30 some odd years. Am I right or wrong? See, some people don't get it. Some people just don't get it. I know there's gonna be one talking about that's not true. Candy Brown, have you been married for 30, 40 years? I'm not here. You know what? I'm not gonna do it on the side. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Because normally I will come for you with that. I know that's you got a point. Exactly. See, that's why I digressed. Thank you. I'm learning, y'all. I'm learning.
Can I say something?
Yes, you may.
So I just want to say this. See, all people are different, and my safe space is me being able to dump on you without you ever using it to weaponize me. Because I do have a lot of issues, and I know I do have. First of all, I'm a Gemini. Second of all, I was raised by a narcissistic mother and a narcissistic father. So therefore, I know I got issues. But if you allow me to say what I need to say, tell you who I am, and you never use that against me, then that's my first space of being able to trust you. And if you won't give me that, then at the end of the day, there's no point in me ever feeling like that I can trust you or put you in a space where you can tell me what to do. Because at the first spot of me giving you the space to allow me to just be, just be free, you didn't do that. So that's why I say at the beginning of the relationships is when things first start. Because most women are vocal people, and they're going to tell you exactly who they are. And now if you try to take that and hurt them with it, then you'll never ever gain their respect. Now, is it my fault for staying? Yes, I agree with that. But, again, that's my issue. But that's what I was saying in the beginning. You have to give a woman a safe space, and all women's safe spaces are different.
Okay, now let me say this to you, and this is not against you, and I'm just taking what you said, and I'm just going to put it in my own. It's not, so don't come for me. It's not about you. It's like what you said, I got to use it. First of all, people's zodiac sign does not define who you are. That's number one. I don't know why some people be like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. That do not define who you are. You are who you are because you chose to be this way. Those traumas that people say they past traumas from parenting, whatever, you are an adult. So you definitely have the right mind to understand, like, guess what? I seen what my parents did. I'm not gonna do what my parents did. I'm going to move differently because I'm not gonna be this type of man that my father was. And I'm not gonna be the type of woman that my mother was. So you have the right mind to release those traumas as you get older. Because you don't want to, why would people want to bring something that why do people bring things that they've seen and learned from their parents into their relationship? You know why? Because it's a comfort zone and it's easy. It's hard to change. It's harder to change than it is to just it's harder to change than it is to continue the nonsense that you've been doing. People get comfortable in their own nonsense, but when it's time for them to change, that's the hardest thing to do. Because now they're looking at, I have to change who I am. I have to move a certain type of way. Yes, that's the reason why. Look at marriage. Why do you think some marriages fail? Because some people keep going in it with an independent mindset. Some people go into these marriages the same way that they've been going into their boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. So when it comes to us learning of women, I think us men, and I'm talking about us men because this is basically for men learning. We don't understand. We don't hear when a woman is hurting. We have to understand and we have to start paying more attention to our women instead of always trying to say, we need a safe space. Because here's the question: a man always talking about a man needs a safe space. And I'm not pandering and I'm not simple, but this is the number one question: are you as a man? If this woman is creating a safe space for you, how safe is you making it for her?
Man, you cooking, bro. You cooking.
I was gonna say, do you want me to say I'm not safe?
Wink twice if you're not safe.
I will blink twice. It's hilarious.
No, it's
One thing up though, I'm not that person. No, I'm a healed version of myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying those are things that I went into in past relationships, and then they weaponize it. They use it against you, and you're crazy, and you're this, and you that. Instead of just allowing that to be my safe space. So if you can't give me that, then how can I let you lead me? That's where I'm coming from. So not the crazy person on the panel anymore. But used to
right.
be.
So here's now I'm about to cook a little bit more. I gotta understand. Here's the thing. Nobody even knows what a safe space for a man or a woman, because the safe is only space for the person that's making the space. So are we really making are you making a safe space for your man, or are you just making a safe space for you? Are you as a man making a safe space for your woman, or are you just making a safe space for yourself to say it's a safe space for her or him?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with what you just said. And allow me to explain.
Please.
So that's where the communication comes in early, right? Exactly, Sean. Neutral safe space. So we get into these dynamics, and the communication is not established early on. Most go into it having different communication styles, and then we have to learn how to align, right? And so one thing that I always preface with when I know that I'm going to talk about something heavy is this a safe space right now? What I'm asking him is, do you have the mental capacity to receive what I'm about to say? I'm going to just drop that off.
I love that. See, you see how right there, don't become, y'all gonna stop this morning. I love something. No, that was hard. See, yes, sir.
To piggyback on her, I agree what she's saying, but also do you have the mental capacity to read my signs of trauma, pain? Can you read that and articulate it and bounce it back to me and understand?
A lot of men know.
So I think once you ask him,
Go ahead, ladies.
is this a safe space? And you process it as, I'm asking him, does he have the mental capacity? And once he says, yeah, it's a safe space, he's letting you know he's going to receive all that comes with that. So yes. Otherwise, my expectation is that he's being honest and saying, and he just says no, and then follows that up with, right now I don't have the mental capacity. Can you give me give me a moment, give me a few hours, and let's revisit whatever it is you would like to talk about? That's communication.
But the thing is, though, even now, here's the thing I want to say about that, though. A lot of times, a man will say that, and it's like, well, when is a good time? We don't know when a good time. See, that right there is not a safe state. If I'm giving you that problem, and I don't have the mental capacity to understand what you're saying, so you got to give me some time so I can prepare myself. But then you question that, when is the time, and then sometimes, just sometimes. So when are we going to have this talk? When are we going to have this talk? When can we have this talk? So now it's like you're pressuring me to have this talk. And I just told you I need time. I don't know how much time. Now it can be done within that date, within the day frame. I'm not saying I'm trying to wait till the next day to have this conversation, but give me some time. It could take 2 hours, it could take 3 hours. We can do this before we go to bed, but it won't get done. But sometimes, just sometimes, a lot of it has to do with when she wants it done. Oh, Derek said 17 weeks. That's a long time, bro. But nah, I don't think like if it's something that I'm gonna be honest, if it's something that a woman is hurting about, she's hurting and she wants to express it and be like, baby, I need some time. I don't think it should take no more than, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. As a man, it should take no more than about 1 or 2 days. More than likely 1 or 2 days. So baby, just listen. Give me like 2 days. Let me get myself together for what's about to happen. 2 days. And if that woman can't agree to that, then guess what? She's selfish. She is selfish. Because I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but you gotta give me some time. Let me get this, because I have to prepare myself and I have to make sure that I'm in the right headspace to communicate the way that you want me to communicate. And if you don't have that patience as that man's woman, then that's a problem with you. That means you're selfish. You're being selfish. Am I right or wrong? Lady.
Right. Because you might try to approach me with something and I'm not ready to talk about it. But I'm going to get back with you. I'm not going to leave you hanging. That's the difference. And a lot of times it'll just never come back up if you don't say anything.
It's not about me being always right. These are questions, that's why.
So I'm saying, no. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying no. Because if you sit there and you let me sit for a long time and you don't communicate with me, guess what? Now I'm in my own feelings. And I'm going to tell you, women are so dang petty. So guess what? Now you got to deal with whatever comes with it. Because now I didn't talk too much. Now I don't know how to figure out how to package you. Because you didn't communicate with me.
So what do your women consider a long time?
It's not about what.
No. Hold on, Lotus. I'm sorry. I love you, sis. Because she said a long time. What's a long time? Because 2 days is a long time?
2 days too long. 2 days too long. I didn't know too much in 2 days and thought too long in 2 days. No.
So whose fault is that? So that's my fault that you sat for 2 days and had to think like that?
What?
No, I'm asking, is it my fault? Because what's playing, here's the thing. What's playing in your head is what's playing in your head. I have nothing, so why is it that your thoughts have, why do you have to think like that? And be like, you know what, he needs 2 days, I'm gonna give him 2 days. And it's all hypothetical. If my man needs 2 days, I'm gonna give him 2 days so he can hear me. What's wrong with that?
Because you know why? Because at that moment I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it, right? And you're saying that my feelings don't matter. Your feelings matter. So I gotta wait for you for 2 days to catch up to me for that 1 day where I'm in it. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. So now, hear what you just said. Your feelings matter, right? I have to consider your feelings. So no. You said because you have to consider my feelings first, right? So here's the thing. So now if I put if you want to have this conversation, right? And I don't really, and I'm not in the headspace, but guess what? I'm thinking about how you feel. Okay, baby, let's have this conversation because I don't want you to wait 1 or 2 days. So that way it'll be processed, it'll be playing in your head. So let's have the conversation.
No, peacemaker, no. Go ahead.
I really have a question. Is there a written rule? Because I feel like we insert our anecdotal experience and we say 2 days is too much, 12 hours is too much. And I think we make it personal for us because of the way that it makes us feel. And if there's a written rule, please point me to that written rule because I like to see it. I want to say that it's really what the couple establishes. What works for them. That's why I say that communication establishment early on in the dynamic. Like if we need to have heavy conversations and you may not have the mental capacity to receive it, what's a timeline that works for you? It's subjective. Timeline is subjective in the dynamic. That's just how I'm processing it. Because we cannot. We have to be very careful about the ways we insert our anecdotal experiences and generalize it, because it doesn't work for everybody.
Right. Because my thing is, and I agree. Go ahead.
I agree with you, because here's the reality. If that man, I don't know, today the right number, whatever the number is, right? Choose the time to have to support in that time. Now, it's something that's very, very interesting in that moment, and who says I need time to process it? Sometimes I don't think I just let you know what it is. I don't know the answer right now. I don't know the answer. I'm not process it. But I don't think it's terrible.
So let me say this. So I know people say 2 days is too long. So what about 24 hours? Is 24 hours too long too? If I'm just saying, if that man needs 24 hours, is that too long? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. Come on, man.
I think if it's not financial, something that's gonna hurt us financially, or if it's just my feel, if it's solely my feelings, take as much time as you need to get back to me. Please don't make me have to come back and address you.
Right.
But by all means, take as much time as you need to. But now, if we're talking something that's getting ready to affect the household, we need to talk. Sorry, sir.
No, but my thing is this: if it doesn't, a day does not a 124 hours, because do the math. I'm not home all day, so you're trying to tell me because you wanted to talk and I had to, like, say hypothetical. You had all morning to say what you wanted to say, but now I'm about to go to work, and here it is. I got 45 minutes before I get ready for work, and now you want to have this talk. And now I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, baby, you gotta give me some. Here it is, now at 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm about to go to work. And now you wanna come with me with this issue, now you wanna talk? Give me some time. So now I go to work, and now the simple fact is this. Here's where you damage that man, don't even realize. Now you done put this thing in this man's head, now he gotta go to work thinking about what this conversation gonna be like all day. And then when he comes home, whether she wants to talk about it that night. And after mind you, this man just worked 8 to 12 hours. Now he's coming home. And guess what you want to do? You sitting up, what's up, babe? Listen, so are you good? That man comes out to tell me, so can we talk? Talk about what? I'm like, you want to talk now? Baby, I just had a long behind day. Now you want to talk? Well, because there were some things I just wanted to finish the conversation that we started. No, we didn't start no conversation. You started the conversation. You see how that works out? Sometimes you'll put the we in something that you have started.
See, I like what Wayne said in that sense, though, because, like you said, lack of communication creates room for imagination, and your mind starts to play on itself. But I also like love said too, because it's a case-by-case scenario. Like with Apocalypto, I'm getting chased by Jaguar during this whole water horizon in your brain. Both in a tough situation, but if I try to help you, this Jaguar's gonna eat me and then you're cooked. So you gotta find the time for certain things as well, so we gotta read each other. Like, I gotta know what the situation is, and you also have to know what my situation is. Now, if it calls for it, like you said, if it's a house situation, something detrimental, yes, let me know immediately. We need to face it immediately. But if you see the Jaguars on my tail, can you give me a minute, if possible? If not, then yeah, let me know. I'm gonna get to you.
So here's my thing. I want to wait. Let me. I'm sorry. No. I just want to address something, and you got the floor. Rain. It's not about saying talk to someone else. I came home that night, and you trying to tell me that man walked through that door and he's tired, and you want to have that conversation. Something that can wait to actually in the morning. Why can't that conversation be held on in the morning?
Because you shouldn't talk when the conversation was initially there. If you want to wait on it, then you have to talk when I can catch you. So if I catch you at nighttime because you've been at work, then I'm going to catch you at nighttime. We up all night talking crazy because we tired. We got to talk because now I'm in my feelings.
So here's the thing. So I'm laughing. Look, but I'm laughing. You tried to get me before I went to work. We couldn't have the conversation before I went to work. I went to work, I came home 11, 12 o'clock at night, and you trying to tell me I walk through that door, I sit down, take a shower, getting ready to lay down just to wake up and do the next thing again that you want to have that conversation right then and there before we go to bed?
Yeah, because the conversation was really what occurred 2 days ago. And
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the conversation like what I got said. You had an issue.
Since you started at 8 a.m., right?
8 in the morning.
You go to work at 3 p.m.
I go to work at, I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me. I said example. Okay, conversation starts at, conversations, the problems, your issue started at 8. Your hurt started at 8 in the morning. Right.
But you want to talk about it. So I'm sitting here. You done took a shower, got ready, went to work, came back home. What I was doing all that time was sitting there thinking about whatever conversation contained that I didn't get to say. So and God is saying, I need to sleep too.
Okay, so let me say this. The problem is, y'all both woke up that morning, even though the problem started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and y'all both woke up and y'all been up all day till that man had to go to work. You had ample time to address that conversation, but you chose to wait till that man was about to walk out the house. And you know what? Sometimes, some of your women do it strategically because you want to put that same hurt and that same problem on that man while he got to go to work. Not even thinking or considering, well, I know my baby got to go to work, he got to go make this money, he got to go focus on his job. Now he's focusing on two different things, his job and the stuff that he has to come home to. And then he comes home and he's like, you know what, I know I can have this conversation. And here's the funny part. What if this man actually sits there after all that, you be like, babe, can we have this conversation? Baby, can we talk about this tomorrow, please? He just communicated to you. Baby, can we talk about this tomorrow, please? I had a long day. It's been a rough day. Can we talk about this in the morning? We can wake up and we can have a good conversation one-on-one.
Can I say this? I think that the problem is, like, at some point that man is going to have to take a sacrifice to have that conversation. However, that woman can dictate when he is going to have that conversation because the dispute can happen, and she can't dictate when he's going to be in that situation. But at some point, this is the man of that leader or has to show him the leader, and he has to make that sacrifice, whether it's before work, after work, when he gets in the job, whatever it is, he has to make that time for that conversation.
Okay.
Also, too, that's why I said what I said.
No. And I'm going to give you this work.
And you cannot let it invalidate my feelings at this point because now you came back to me
I'm not.
to say, now I'm ready. So that's why you should give the man the time. That way, because if he does invalidate your feelings, now that's a whole nother situation because I gave you the time to create the safe space for the conversation.
See, here's the thing that I see, and I got to go to the comments. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Oh, you can make time for your job. You got to make time. Listen, I'm giving you the time. My time is, at the end of the day, I'm sparing your feelings because guess what? If I just sat here and told you, baby, I really don't want to have this conversation right now. I know you do, and I respect that. But let's do this tomorrow morning when I got a clear head. When I got a clear head and a clear mind, so that way I can respond the way I want to respond. Because now, if I told you that, and you still want to have this conversation, then guess what? You're going to get what you're going to get. That man already told you he's not in the right space right now. But you insist, okay, then fine, let's have the conversation. And then when you get the response that you get, you as a woman cannot get upset because you asked for it. Even though this man tried to create a safe space, but you don't want that space, you just want to get it out because your feelings are more important. You think that he's not validating your feelings, but truly, that man just validated every feeling that you had because he already knows his response, how he's going to respond. See, this is the problem when they say read the room, but read the man as well. When that man is telling you something, which means, listen, I don't want to respond to you, I'm sparing your feelings by not having this conversation right now. So if I have this conversation and I say something, now you want to get even upset, even more mad because of the way I responded to you. And now I can't believe you talked to me. Well, women, I didn't. I told you before. I asked you. I need time. Let's do this tomorrow where it can be better, where I'm more in tune with you. Because I just came from work. I'm not really in tune right now.
Flip side of this, bro. And I know this is why y'all come to peace maker, like pick a side. But he's a balance to everything. So this is the thing. And this is just from my personal experience. That's something that stuck with me. This happened to me at 16. I told y'all this story. The day I went to apologize to my grandmother, she passed away. We didn't talk for 14 days before that. And I stopped at her door every day knowing I wanted to say sorry to her. I just felt like I had to do it. And the very day that I was like, I can actually bring this to her and also say sorry, she passed away. 10 minutes away from my house. That's like something you see in the movie. That's not something you're supposed to experience in real life. At 16 years old, this one was like another mother to me. That was my best friend, my grandfather. And so every day to be that day, I remember a guy saying the same thing happened to his wife. They didn't have a conversation that night. She wanted to have, and the next morning she passed away. So that's also something that we got to factor in as well. You never know when that's going to happen.
I respect that. I want to say this to some of y'all. If you feel that you got to go talk to somebody else about an issue that's going on in your house, then y'all don't need to be together. Bottom line, you need to walk away, because why are you bringing somebody else's opinion into your home? Because you know who you're going to call? You're going to call the person that's going to agree with you. You're not going to call somebody who's not going to disagree. You're going to call that person who's going to be on your side to validate your feelings, to say what they want to say. And most of the time, it's always either some dude or some chick. You ain't calling nobody real who's going to set you straight. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to call that dude. Come on, stop playing. And then, but why would you want to talk to somebody else and then want to be all up in your man's face? Because I'm going to tell you like this. You talk about me, I'm bouncing. But there ain't no need for me to be with you no more. Ain't no need for us to be together. Because if you're going to discuss, if I told you I need some time, and that's not even a whole day. Like I said before, we was up at 8 o'clock. I went to work that day. You had an issue. You had time to come and talk to me about that issue, but you chose not to because you expect for me to read that you have an issue. So now that I didn't understand that you had an issue, and I'm getting ready to go to work, now all of a sudden you want to come and talk to me about your issue. That's a problem. That's a problem. Baby, learning your partner and learning and reading their mind is two different things. We're not mind reading. I can't read what your thoughts are. I'm not, okay, you know how I talk.
What I'm saying to you is that if I wanted to talk, if we women want to talk at 8 o'clock, and you don't want to talk then because you need time to process whatever your mindset is at the time, we have to sit, and we have to sit, and then we have to wait for you to go to work. Then we still sit, process it, come back home. You still don't want to talk about it because now you want to take a shower and go to bed. So when did we get our release? We don't get our release. Only you got to sit there and have a great day. Don't think about it. And come home. But we women are emotional creatures. So we need to express ourselves. We need to know that you heard us. Even shed a tear if you have to. God, dog, let me know you heard me. Because what happens, and I'm not saying this is all the time, but what happens is sometimes when a woman doesn't get what they need from you, they tend to go to the next person because the next person lended an ear. And it be that man that want them. They really ain't listening to him, but they want him, so they listen and they talk to him. Like, Dave, I'm sorry you went through that. Hence.
So what I'm gathering is this. If it's 8 o'clock in the morning and this man wakes up and y'all wake up, you want to talk at 8 o'clock in the morning, just waking up, and y'all both got the dragon, but you want to sit there, you know what? Maybe I think we need to talk. Hold up, what? Oh, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Let me say this real quick now. And because it's obviously glass half empty, glass half full of this conversation. And they both can be right depending on how you look at it. So let's just take this same scenario and put it on another avenue. You're ready to get that business in. Your wife isn't. The wife is ready to get that business in, then you turn out the lights. But you in it. But you know darn well you're not going to be the best person that you can be. And when you're doing that stuff, you always have to be the best person that you can be. Are you going to do it or you're not? You get where I'm coming from? So the thing about it is, when you come to these kind of conversations, the sun and the moon has to align together to get the best results. So as long as there's communication, like, hey, I know we got a serious conversation right now. This just ain't right for whatever reason. Okay, now I'm ready. Baby, I have to cook. The kids, they gave me a hard day. I'm not ready. I can't, right? if you want the best result for a situation that has been dealt with, you both have to be aligned with one another for that conversation to take place and get the best answer. And if one is not ready, the other one has to accept that. But as long as you consistently communicate, we're going to deal with this, we're going to deal with this, we're going to deal with this, it may take 4 days for y'all both to be aligned. As long as you both understand that you're not ready to put it off, you just both have it, you both are not ready to give the conversation what it takes or what it needs to get the best result. So as long as you're in communication to understand, listen, we're going to get there, we have to both be ready. The people that started on Monday, the first available time that you'll have may be Saturday. As long as the house is properly functioning, until you get to Saturday when you both can deal with it, that's when you deal with it. Because guess what? If you ain't gonna give me the business that I'm giving you, I don't want it. It's some part of what I do and what I'm accustomed to. So if we're not ready together, it would be best not to have it because it's not going to be 100 on both sides. I land.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but you know, for some women, that week is too long. If it happened Monday, they gotta wait till Saturday. Like Rain said, they going to be talking to somebody else throughout that entire week, getting information from somebody else that entire week, because they feel like, oh, you're putting it off. You're not. My feelings are not validated. You're not validating my feelings, so I'm going to call a man that's going to validate my feelings.
Not necessarily, but what I'm saying is this.
That's what she said. Those were her.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. We both are not alive right now to take the whole conversation. But as long as we both keep communicating, right, baby, we both on board with this, we both on board. As long as we both let each other know this isn't something that's going to let us fire, babe, but we can't really deal with the situation at hand. So, you know, sometimes we give bits and pieces and sticks or whatever until you can have each other's total concentration to deal with the situation. Just don't not say nothing. Just keep letting the person know, keep letting the people know, let each other know. We're gonna have this conversation. It just didn't get something wrong, or not listening to you. But let's find it and let's keep it in mind. Let's keep it at the forefront that we're gonna have this conversation. It's not over. And we're gonna do bits and pieces of six snippets until we won't totally have that conversation. Because at the end of the day, it's coming down to day or day. I'm ready or not. If I'm not ready to that means that I'm not involved in the conversation. No, I just don't have the proper time to deal with this situation, and vice versa. And as long as there's that understanding level that you're going to deal with it, and you both understand each other, that's a part of getting to know each other. That's a part of respecting each other and understanding, like, if my man said it, I can see that he ain't ready. I can see she ain't ready. I don't want to have a conversation with her not ready. I don't. Because I'm not going to get the answers that I need. I'm not going to get the involvement that I need. So if I can't get it, I'm not. I'm short. And every time that you they tell you, if you are not mentally in order to come to work, do not come to work. Because if you're not mentally there, it could be catastrophe for something. You have to be totally focused. Period.
The thing that well, here's my thing. When it comes to that, if a woman is hurt, and we don't understand it, and we don't see it, because a lot of times men really don't see it. And they always say it's like a communication, you're not paying attention to me. Men pay attention to what we want to pay attention to, not what we need to pay attention to. Let me say that. I'm not gonna say all men. Some men pay attention to what we want to pay attention to, but not what we need to pay attention to when it comes to the woman that we are with. So yes, when it comes to okay, I'm gonna say it one more time since you want to say it. Some men pay attention to what we want to pay attention to and not what we need to pay attention to when it comes to women and their pain. and what they're going through. And guess what? Vice versa. Some of y'all don't understand the pain that a man is going through. Because we always like to do the way it goes. Neither one of us understand the pain and the hurt, but some of us does not understand the pain and the hurt that we each go through. So when it comes to communication, if you feel that you have to go outside your relationship to talk to someone, I advise that person, and I'm telling you, so men, if your woman has to go talk to a friend about you because you don't want to talk to her, don't ever be friends with the person that she's talking to. Matter of fact, don't even be friends with none of her female friends or her male friends, and vice versa. Women don't be friends with none of it, because that way, if you're talking about the person, because what happens is they person happen to meet you, and then they're looking at you. Yes, you already know, Lo. You already cheated just for the simple fact that you went outside the relationship to talk to another man is cheating. To get validation from another man based on a situation that's going on in your home is cheating. Because you are running to another man or another woman for comfort. Regardless of the fact that you are uncomfortable in your relationship at that time. So if you're going to do that, then you might as well be like, look, we need to break up, we need to get divorced, because obviously the person that I'm talking to is validating my feelings more than you are. You have done violated every code in marriage when you did that. And at the same time, guess what? That man, your husband or your person that you're with, will no longer communicate with you, will no longer even care about your feelings, because you already gave your feelings to another man or to another woman.
Let me say this too, though, bro. Let me say this. I don't know if y'all have seen this movie before. It's probably not the kind of movie y'all will watch. It's called Fault in Our Stars. It's these two people that got together. Both of them had like life-taking diseases, terminal diseases, but one was sicker than the other one. And the man never told her that he was passing. Like while she was also passing, he was passing faster than her. So sometimes men do that, and sometimes women do that. I think a lot of women and a lot of men don't understand that. They think, this person is just not here, hurt me, and they're not coming for that. They're trying to be there for you while they're suffering themselves, suffering in silence. So we also got to keep that in mind.
If we have to, I think.
That last piece right there, that hit.
Appreciate you, sis. Love y'all, man. This is deep. Great talk.
If we truly take the time out, the patience, and I got that whole dream thing from my sister Moses, just in case y'all know that she wrote that. I just took it. Thank you for letting me for making me jack the word. But nah, we gotta be careful when it comes to communicating with others about our situation. Because the people that we're talking to, some people may have we have two alternative motives. We have those that'll tell you don't need that type of man, which would be a woman. Girl, you don't need him. He ain't this, that, and the third, because she wants you to be lonely and bitter like her. Or you got that man, you don't need a man like that. You should have been with a man like me. Those that are trying to enter your relationship. You have to be careful who you truly put your trust in when it comes to talking, because now that same person that you have spoken to will look at your man or look at your woman differently when they see them. They will no longer act the same. And as an individual, you can tell by their energy how they move, the way that they talk to you.
You know what I always think about the movie Soul Food, right? Remember when she went to her ex to help Slim get a job? That right there is like the perfect example of make flag on the flag, right? Mm-hmm. Because he still had a vested interest in her, and he recognized that. So we have to be careful. The only thing that you should be talking to about your relationship issues is God, a therapist, or that person, and you should be starting with that person, right? Because that's where the issue is. But if you must get it out,
go seek a therapist if you need like that validation, you know, because sometimes we need a sounding board. It should be a therapist, a very neutral party, not a homegirl, not a homeboy. Because even if they don't have a vested interest, a romantic interest, it's still a breeding ground for destruction. Because sometimes people do it not intentionally, but they might say something, right? It comes out, and it's like, what? Like, what did you just say? And it's not that they meant to say it, or they wanted to weaponize it, but sometimes people just loosely say it. And then now there's the division. And now you have violated that person's trust. Because you should be a keeper of his secrets, like he should be a keeper of your secrets. No one should be knowing the granular details of what goes on in your dynamic. It's as simple as that.
No, Dad, clock that. No, Dad, you know what? It's the second time you've been in my cranium today. Get out my head. It's a lot of work when it comes to us finding out. And I'm talking about us men. You know that your woman is a communicator, but yet you know that your woman is a communicator, but the moment you try to talk to her and she gives you small answers, those are signs. Those are signs that something's wrong. Hold up, man. What's going on? You don't normally talk like this. What's up? Talk to me. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? We gotta be able, and I'm gonna be real, brothers. If she needs to get it off, we need to, and I'm telling myself this, and I'm talking to all men as well. We need to actually hear what they have to say, because if they're coming from a hurt place and we're not validating their pain, then we're just as wrong. We're just as wrong as a man for not being able and saying that I'm the man, I'm the leader. That I should be able to absorb that and like okay, what's going on? We have to start hearing it. Because if we're not hearing them, we got a problem. Because the sad part about it is, if we're not hearing this woman, trust and believe there's another man that will. And there's another woman that will. What's up, BK? Welcome in. You got you. Yes, you. I can't.
Thank you.
We can't hear you. What you say?
I said I don't even know how I got in because I didn't.
Yeah, you requested. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll put you down. It's okay.
No, you don't, darling. I'm proud. But,
Oh, okay. Well, then you the one who said it. I was just making sure. I just wanted to make sure you wanted to be up here. So I was saying, you don't. I can drop you down. That's all I was saying. Okay.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening right now because I want to chime in. It's very interesting.
What you gonna?
You know what? Actually, let me say this. I'm so glad that you're finally speaking on behalf of the woman concerns and feelings. Because most of the time it be what the man was, what the man did. You know? So glad you're on this pedophile. I mean, this platform right now.
Did she call me a pedophile?
No, I didn't mean that. It came out that way. I truly positive.
Yo, for real. Okay, let me. Yo, that was wild. Let me. Dang, she couldn't get the word platform from petty. That's two different letters. But anyway, I do want to say this. A lot of times we don't come from women. I gotta give a disclaimer for my brother. When we host men platform, it's for women to understand where men are coming from. We are speaking from a place where we can create a safe space for us men to come up and say things that y'all women don't truly understand. Just like today, we allow women to say stuff that men that we don't really understand. We may think that we do, but we don't. So we like to hear. We like to listen to what women have to say on a positive note. When we men are speaking on these platforms, on my brother Ford's platform, or as well as mine, we talking about we are here as men expressing things that we see. Sometimes we may have even experienced when it comes to us and women. When it comes to us and women, we don't bash it. We only bash the bad behavior that some of y'all may have, and some of these men may have. Because we hold men accountable just like we hold women accountable. Because a lot of times a woman will never hold another woman accountable, but us men, we gonna hold a man accountable for his nonsense, straight up and down, because that's what men do. When a woman is hurting, or she's going through something, we got to be more attentive to our women. If we say this is our woman, if we say this is our woman, we got to be way more attentive to it. Facts, bro, facts. All right, so we got my brother Gumbo in the building. Up, B.
Hey, Derek, how can we?
The man who has agreed with me about 7 times. My man.
Yeah. we gotta take 2025 and make that a monumental year, man. Because I did agree with you on some things. We normally come to the same conclusion, but we start off in different places.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give my 10 cents and then I'll let y'all have it. But this conversation is needed. Communication is one of the primary things that people always talk about that destroys the relationship, the comprehension of the communication, all of that. Even above financial stuff, like people always talk about money, and I'm not going to run along, so I'm going to take my 60 seconds. Here's the thing that I had to learn, even in my own marriage. How I see her, how I empathize with her, I had to change. And I also, I'm a healing coach, so I had to learn that there's a little girl in her that gets triggered by some things I do, and vice versa. Right? I had to learn, so I found some things out about myself. Criticism is my kryptonite. You start criticizing me, I take it personal, even if it's right. Right? And I had to learn that about myself, and my defense of that triggered her. So it's like two little kids triggering each other back and forth, and it never gets solved. She's the type of person that needs time before she can engage. I'm the opposite. I need to handle it right now. So we always gonna fight until we have to understand why she needs the time, versus me just seeing her bump into another room, which triggers me to think she don't want to fix it. So now I'm chasing her down the hallway, but she's like, didn't I just tell you about this time? Without that dialogue and that comprehension in the middle, we would have destroyed each other just from something as simple as her needing time to be not. It be those little things that we don't take the time to understand, that sometimes someone's tone may trigger something in them that they dealt with since they was 5. And so when they say, can you talk a little softer, you take it personally and you say, well, that's how I am. You need to take it. Now, some of that stuff can be talked about in the beginning because you chose that person. And other times, that empathy, even though I didn't go through what she did, I can see her suffering. And so now I can say, well, I know what suffering feels like. Let me pull back a little bit so that she feels safe. Because we all looking for safety, right? If I'm a man and I don't share, I think that I'm being safe. She's thinking you're avoiding her. But if you don't talk about why you're doing it, she's going to be offended by it. And then two good people destroy each other this way all the time. And then we blame it on marriage.
Well, I'm going to say this, brother. I am your wife and your wife is, and you are my wife. I'm telling you, because I'm just like her. I'm just like your wife. I'm not in the mood to talk about it right now. My wife is just like you. We need to have this conversation now. It is crazy work, but it's the truth. It's all about creating, number one, the proper communication, and both have to understand where their boundaries lie with each other. Like somebody said before, you have to set those boundaries. And sometimes you have to even set those beginning with the person that you are with. Like, look, I know we just starting out, but if we get into this, I'm a person that I need to express myself if I'm coming from a hurt place. And I need to have these conversations so that way that person understands you. Because you can't just walk into a relationship and expect the person to understand when you're hurting and when you need to have these conversations and then get upset because they're not ready to have the conversation. But y'all didn't communicate that in the beginning. Everything starts in the beginning. That's how you learn your person. That's how you learn when you can have certain conversations and when you cannot. But at the end of the day, everybody's feelings in that relationship has to be validated. It has to be validated. You can't just sit there and say, well, I can only go by I got to do it the way she wanted done. And she can't be like, well, I got to do it the way he wanted done. It has to be a mutual understanding between both parties. Like, okay, look, I know you don't like talking right away, and I know I like talking right away, so this is where we can meet at. Let's take 4 or 5 hours before we have this conversation. I know that you have to go to work, and I know that you don't like talking when you come home from work. So let's try to do this in the morning, or let's have some breakfast and sit down and have a conversation. You know, the best conversations is over a meal. To be honest, when you're sitting there and you can be as mad as upset and as angry and hurt as you want, but when you're sitting there and you guys are eating and you're breaking bread, that conversation can go a whole different way. If you don't believe me, try it. Sit down with your person and just have a meal and talk. You ain't gonna be mad, you know why? Because number one, you get the nourishment that you need. You are feeding your brain, and thus as well, you will sit and have the opportunity to listen to what your person has to say. And your response will be a whole lot different. You won't be as aggressive, or your response will be a lot like, okay, baby, you know what? I understand. Because your focus it changes your focus, to be honest. But look, it's 1:45. I've been on here 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours too long. I always try to cut my lives to at least 2 hours. But this has been a good conversation. Thank you for everybody that came out, all those that came out this morning. Thank you for joining me on the Sunday morning. It could have been in church, it could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me, so I truly appreciate that. These conversations are not over. Yeah, it did go fast because the conversation was amazing. See, when there's good conversation, time be flying. I want to thank, first of all those that was in the comments. You guys are amazing. I want to thank the comment queens and kings that was out there putting their comments in. Thank y'all, whether they were positive or negative. We still appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for joining this great conversation. First and foremost, I want to thank Rain Love. I want to thank Lotus, Empress for this topic today, because the topic was created by these women. And they said, we want you to host it on your platform. I said, you know what? Why don't y'all do it? Nope. I said, you know what? I got it. So thank y'all, ladies. I truly appreciate y'all. Love and respect for even coming up with this great topic. And I want to thank the women for actually coming up and expressing themselves. Love to be loved. Nudge, Rain, Lotus, and all the other women that actually came up and spoke. Plush, all of y'all women that came up and actually spoke, and it gave us men an idea of what to keep looking forward to when it comes to learning and knowing when you women are truly angry and when you women are truly upset. But there's more to this conversation. This conversation is not over. I think I do want to run a part 2 to this. I think I do, because we're not done. We're not done. So I will run this back. So with that being said, I got everybody that's up on my platform. You know the rules. You know how we do up here. I ain't even got to say it. Let's get it. Oh, do I got to say the closing part? My bad.
Love has been on your panel before, so you have. Okay, my apologies, Ben. But you might want to reiterate and then establish your.
Okay, so normally, love, I always ask people to give a very closed, no monologue, and very short closing, so we can end this day in love.
Well, I want to thank you first of all for having me on the panel today. I love the conversation. Thank you, Lotus and Rain, for even bringing this up, because it's very much so needed. And yeah, I plan to come back to the second one, round 2.
All right, well, thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Thank you for your input. You almost had me a little triggered this morning, but I rock with you. It's all good. I appreciate that. Okay, who's next? This is all family up here now. Nobody. Or do I got to do it my way?
Much appreciated that you let the other side speak. The men spoke yesterday, the women spoke today. It was engaging, right? You know, I like to bring the rah-rah, just like you. I may not be as loud, but I bring it. So everything doesn't apply to us, so I just want to make that clear. We're just talking. But sometimes we can bring a perspective from
prior situations we were in, not our current. So I just want to make that clear. You're doing good. Shut your face. Shut
Just to let you know, I had to blink a couple times. I feel safe now. Nah, that's mine. Nah, thank you. And we love you over here, man. Well, I do. I speak for everybody else. I know. Nah, you came with good perspectives, and I respect that. Thank you again. But I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. I know y'all don't want to leave, because I don't want to leave neither, but I gotta go right now. Everybody's so quiet. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna do it for all of us. I'm gonna do it for all of us. 757, go back on me. I'm gonna do it for all of us. Because we all quiet right now. So that means Ford, go back on mute. I'm doing the closer for all. I'm doing it for everybody, for all of them.
Okay, I got
Listen.
say.
No,
Tricky Brown fan. Don't think that I didn't remember when you vote on me because of your love behind Browns. However, I'm a little hurt that you should hear the Buckeyes vote. So if you're a Brown fan, you're a Buckeyes fan. And I'm really hurt. I'm really hurt right now. So I can already feel it, nonetheless. Do your thing, brother.
so to my sisters and brothers, I love y'all and I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all that come up on my platforms. Thank you for taking the time out of your day and the time out of your morning to join me. I know some of y'all are on other coasts, but to wake up and to be here, okay, you got it, Lord.
Go ahead.
No, you got it. Come on, you know I respect the game.
Well, I don't want to do mine and we don't allow anyone else to do it.
No, if everybody got to close and they can close, but I was just sitting there waiting because they got quiet. After rain dropped, nobody wanted to say nothing.
I'll be short. I'll just say I appreciate this topic, sis. Thank you, Rain. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Velvet, man. Doing this before all y'all, the ladies that shared y'all perspective. We need that. We appreciate that insight, and we can't do this without y'all. And some of us that, ones that are single that might be their path. I know there's been a woman that's impacted their life and has helped them get the perspective, the insight that them. So please continue to do that.
Thank you. First 757, you already know. And what more can I say about you, little brother, man? You just come in here and just keep polishing up the room every time you come in here, man. Just continue to be great. Continue to do what you do. Give our sister our love.
Yeah, real quick. Let me just run this out there. Yeah, everyone never gonna be unanimous with the answer. And that's the purpose of having open dialogue. We never always be unanimous. However, if you can take something, even if it's in opposition to the way you think or what you feel is right, and try to find something, because I'm sure you can, the good, the fruitfulness in someone else and what they're saying and how their perspective of it and how they're looking at it, it will make you a better person. Because if I'm coming with 7%, I'm sure I'm gonna get my other 30% from the people that are up here and the people that are in the chat. But it's my job to look and see how could that apply. How can I do better myself? Just because somebody has a different opinion, it doesn't mean you can't take what they feel is right and incorporate it to what you feel is right. So always keep your head up and look, because you'll be able to catch everything. That the Bible's on, you only just see straight. And this world is a 360-degree angle. Learn something. I rest.
Well, first of all, Brother Ford, I want to thank you for that. Happy Sunday to you. Just to let you know, I'm gonna take that. Just to let you know, we let you borrow the crown this week. We let you borrow it. So get ready to get ready to give it back to the king on Tuesday. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you something.
Non-son.
Until next week, if you're not what I have brothers this week, I'm telling you right now, don't come up here with no chef paper because you never did it before I got it on. So you're not going to think about doing it. Everybody knows where it started from. And everybody was like, yeah, you got the brown, and I'm not giving it back. If you want to do
Sister, what you got?
Well, that was low. Oh, that was low. That was low.
He's talking about my brown. Gut punch. Gut punch. Gut punch.
Great panel, great discussion. I really appreciate we have a group of matured, healed men and women giving different perspectives. I walk away from these lines every time learning something new, and getting a better understanding of the opposite sex. Things that you think you know, or whether it be past experiences. I appreciate each and every one of you. You got it's good, mature, hilarious at times conversation. So that's where I land my plane.
Well, Nudge, like Lotus said, welcome back, sister. We, for real.
I had T-Mobile Wi-Fi for a minute. I don't know what was the.
Yeah, we don't know what was going on. I was like, yo, where's Nudgy? Nudgy used to pull up and she just fell off the map. And I'm like, huh? But I really know what you was doing. You was out there vacation. And I'm not mad at you. You're supposed to enjoy life. And that's what, and I seen you was on your little chef, you was on your chef journey. And I respect that. So, you need to throw a cookbook at your boy. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I knew it. See that the cat's out the bag. I knew it. Nah. But we love y'all. We appreciate you, love. We miss you on this side. Please continue to come
Miss you
back.
guys too. Absolutely.
Come on, Mr. Fizzord.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, great conversation, yo. It definitely needs to happen because the communication piece is something we struggle. I'll say this, I'm gonna land my plane. Be intentional and understanding the most effective way to communicate with the person that you. It has to be some intentionality there, and that requires effort. Sometimes you may not understand that you got to be intentional about how learning with people. I'm a land man.
My brother from another mother. All right, Lolo, the floor is yours, dear.
Oh, how I miss this. Because, life is life over here for me, and I just can't do the panels like I used to, but this was amazing. When me and Rain were talking last night, I'm not going to say what triggered the topic. We can talk offline about that, but who would have thought it was going to take off the way that it did this morning? So.
I did.
Okay. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so just to summarize, because you know what, I want to say this. It didn't go all over the place. I felt like it was all in a line. Like, it just flowed. Very organic. So, often, it's not that men don't care. It's that men are taught to read pain differently, right? They're raised to solve, fix, or wait to direct communication. While we as women, we express hurt in subtle emotional cues, tone shifts, or we withdraw. Our pain shows up emotionally. A man's training is often practical. So you have two completely different languages of hurt that have a tendency to collide, right? Men don't see the pain because they're not taught sometimes the emotional nuance. They assume that silence means they're handling it. They fear that they may react wrong. They're waiting for clear words instead of signals, and they don't want to push. A lot of times they mistake our hurt for an attitude, and I said this earlier, a distance or disinterest. A lot of times they weren't raised to recognize emotional shifts the way women were. So in reality, a lot of men feel something is off. They just don't know what it means, what to do with it. It's not inability, it's untrained sensitivity. And I pray that we all, in our dynamics, can align and be effective communicators, active listeners, and respond within a reasonable amount of time to address any issue. Because nobody needs to go unheard. We all need a voice. So,
That's it.
Amen to that. Dang, all y'all closings was amazing. That's why I love what we do on this. Like, there are, and I know Rain just said something about a copycat. I don't care about a copycat over here. I don't care. Because guess what? If you're trying to mimic what we're doing over here, guess what? That means we are doing something right. Bottom line, I can't get mad. I used to get upset and be in my feelings and be going, babe, I can't believe they out there. Yo, Lo, you see how these people trying to do what we do, but you know what? I'm glad because that means we're doing something right and we're actually changing the game. So yes, if they want to mimic what we're doing over here, let them mimic it all day. Let them mimic it all day. Because all that tells me is guess what? We know where it started from. And I appreciate it. Real talk. Listen. What did I say, Lo? Our work ain't done, right? So maybe people trying to move the way that we moving is also part of our work. To trying to run their platform the way we run our platform, that's the work that needs to be done to as well.
And I just, because I'm trying to be as soft as possible today in this panel, but you can't end without letting love out. If you think you're going to come up on this panel and intentionally try to sabotage, I'm packing you up. You're getting locked and packed up all in the same flight. Because what happened earlier was very strange, and it was almost intentional. And I'm not going to say almost, it was intentional.
Say that again.
That was very strange. And that's not a Freudian slip. If something close to it, I could understand it, but it was nowhere near close. Two different words, two different opposite ends. So you got packed up, you're no longer welcome back. We're not doing it. We're not playing those games.
Yeah.
And I will fight to the finish, protecting my brother's life as I will Mr. Ford's life.
And my thing is, who sent you? Tell them to go back. But anyway, look, in my closing, it ain't gonna be long. We have to learn how to understand one another without a fault. We have to be able to accept the criticism that is given to us from the person that say that they love us. And we have to understand, we have to know what love is in order for people to say that they love us. We have to accept it for what it truly is. Because if your woman is giving you criticism as a man, she is telling you something that she sees that you do not see, and vice versa. Take it under consideration. We don't know everything, not even in our relationship. We don't know everything in marriage. We don't know everything with being a boyfriend or a girlfriend. We don't know everything about courting. We don't know everything about nothing, not even everything about ourselves, because we change as time progresses. Learn to understand and learn to listen and hear the person that's talking to you. Learn to communicate better, and I'm not a tone police person because you know I hate that, but sometimes, just sometimes, it's okay to take it down, to take that tone down. I'm gonna leave that right there. Thank y'all again for coming in. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the like. Thank you for all your comments. I truly appreciate y'all over here on this side. This Velvet Jones and the family. I want to thank the Horsemen for pulling up. As always, my sisters, my wife, new friends, new people that's following, old friends. Listen, thank y'all. Thank y'all. With that being said, as of course, I've always been my life. May the love of the Lord be with us all until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday on purpose. I don't know where you'll be, but be with us tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 Pacific Time. My brother Ford, myself, and some of the other men will be hosting the live. Well, he hosts his live tomorrow. Will be on my brother's Ford live. And it's men sharpening men. Men, iron sharpening iron. I said men sharpening men. Iron sharpening iron. It's conversations that men have. It's a safe space for us once again to have our conversation. Come. And after you get that on Monday, you're gonna get another dose on Tuesday. My brother Ford, myself, my other brother. Cooking and conversation. Stuff. We sit down, we make breakfast, same time, same. We make our breakfast, we sit down, and we have an open dialogue. We sit there and talk. We accept people come up on the platform. Then you have, of course, you have Wednesday, the Four Horsemen, and Friday, the Horsemen, what I host, which is normally at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're just giving you a schedule for what's to come. So you get a dose of us all week except for Wednesday and Sunday. Sunday that's a different day. And going forward, Saturdays, I'm no longer doing After Darkness. All my Saturday morning live will be Saturday morning. I will no longer do I can't do After Darkness. I don't have the energy for it. Way too much. So basically, you'll get a dose of us all morning, every morning. The only morning that you don't catch us will be probably Sundays and Thursdays.
I don't know. I think we may need to get together and have these Sunday. Come up with a topic for Sunday. Sundays are lit. Today we're lit it out this morning.
So we want to call it Sunday morning brunch.
We can get in the kitchen and show them how it's done, and we clean while we cook.
Oh, that'd be lit. Sunday morning brunch with the lady. I like that.
Yep.
I like that. I think you, Nudgy, I think all three of y'all should get busy because all three of y'all cook. I'm just saying.
No, actually gonna be upstage.
She said, no. Yo, that'd be amazing. You know what? I'm with that. You know, we're going to put that in the play. Y'all need to make your flyer, get that lady Sunday morning brunch with Low and Ray. Come and get it. Or we could call it. Yeah.
Just as long as you don't be smoking nothing, calling it blacking.
The shade is real, son. Yeah. No, we got to talk. Listen, we're going to unpack this right now. We got to unpack this one. We've been talking about this, we've been talking about this for about a week, bro.
If I'm gonna keep it a bean, even I said that, I had to change it. Look like
I'm glad, because all I heard was this. He said, y'all want to see the smoke? Y'all want to see the smoke? He damn sure did. I'm like, hold up. That's a lot of damn smoke. He was sitting, it was the fact that he was coughing. I'm like, son, put your arms up. Call 911. I'm like, I got to relocate. I ain't in the mood to move. Yo, we talked about, I ain't gonna hold you for, we talked about that for about 3-4 days.
I had to change the link on my family because I was doing some other stuff. I said,
That sidetrack.
So I stayed with family.
See, that's what happened when you're a Jet fan. You see what happened when you're a Jet fan? You forget stuff.
But then he said, if you want something that's a chart or whatever like that.
Yeah, he said.
You can say what you want. I still am the rated champ, and I have the right.
That was a sympathy win. I ain't gonna even hold you. They gave you that on the technicality.